911, where's your emergency?
Hey, hello, there's someone breaking in my house. Help!
What's
Help!
the address you're at?
Get out! Get out! Get out! Get out!
Doing okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me get some hot water for myself.
If you needed cold water
No.
or something, just say.
Did you ask him about the film?
What are you talking about?
Is this gonna be filmed? Because I always appear on the news then, from Chris Hayes.
Oh, well, okay, I don't know about Chris Hayes, but in incidents such as this, okay, to protect you, to protect me, we're gonna record it, okay? Just because, that way, you know, it doesn't look like you're hiding anything, it doesn't look like I'm hiding anything.
Okay.
That way I don't misconstrue something you say down the road, you know, like I misinterpret something you said, or I thought you said one thing and you actually said another, so. Okay, so, again, I appreciate you coming up here and talking to us. I know that you wanted to come up here instead of talking to the scene, which is great. I guess, is there, just out of curiosity, is there a reason why you came up? Is it cooler here or something?
No.
Temperature-wise?
The officer said that I'd have to go back to here to repeat everything.
Oh, okay. So.
I didn't want to go anywhere.
Well, I appreciate you coming up here with us, okay, and we'll take you home.
I just want to
We
go
can
anywhere
take you home,
but
too.
there.
Anywhere but there?
So that
Fair
was
enough.
fine to come here.
Fair enough. So, Ms. Hupp, I don't know much about you. You keep throwing out these names and stuff like that, so I'm trying to stay on top of all this. But I guess let's start with, I really want to find out what happened today. So I'd like to get a very detailed account of like what happened today. And really what I'd like to do is, if at all possible, probably start maybe like last night. You know, let's like work the 24 hours beforehand and work all the way through the incident. Make sure there's nothing that you saw or heard or something that might have happened or something like that. I don't want to miss anything. So let's try to go back like 24 hours or so, maybe yesterday afternoon, lunch.
Okay.
And let's work our way forward.
Yesterday I went to Best Buy and purchased some items and talked to the general manager there about getting a job for my nephew. Went home, got my nephew, said to bring him up, brought him up there. He talked to him for a little bit. We came back and we filled out some applications online. Went to Taco Bell, had lunch. Then I went home and then...
So what time did you go to Best Buy, did you think? If you had to guess.
Well, I was there right when it opened, so I think that's 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Because we had to wait in the parking lot a few minutes.
Okay,
So
perfect.
I think it was 10 o'clock.
St. Peter's one.
Yeah, by the mall.
Perfect.
And I was there, like I said, came all the way back to Fallon, got my nephew, went back up there, stayed up there a little bit, then we came back, had lunch, I dropped him off. We filled out applications, 3 applications for Best Buy. Instructions he had given us, and then I went home.
Okay.
And then walked my dog, fed him, did all that kind of stuff. My husband came home, I left and I went to Shop and Save at 3:30
Okay.
because that's when their chicken comes out fresh.
Huh? I did not
So,
know
and
that.
he wanted chicken breast, so
Which shop was it?
right there by my house off of Mexico and K.
Okay. Mexico Loop Road there.
Yeah.
Like across the street from the Home Depot.
Yeah, so that was like 3:30 when I left. So we came home, we ate, and that was it. 'Cause it was raining out and stuff like that, so we didn't go out. Walked my dog a couple more times, watched the Olympics. Went to bed, woke up this morning like I always do, and fed my dog, walked him, and showered. Headed out to do errands and run around. I always stop at Conoco.
I want to just slow you down a little bit because we're starting to rush through today. So you woke up, what time did you wake up this morning?
About 7:30. Well, actually I was up earlier because I had to go let my son's dogs out. Probably about 7:15.
Okay, so you wake up at
7:15. I forgot I did that, sorry.
That's good.
Went and let my son's dogs out because he wasn't home.
Where does your son live?
Like 4 streets over.
Oh, okay, close.
Yeah,
Do
that's
you
where my
walk
nephew
there or do
lives
you
with
drive
him. I drive there.
Drive
And let his dogs out, fed them, waited till they did their thing. Then I came back home and took care of my dog, fed him, walked him, got in the shower, and headed out. And I had to get gas, so I went to Conoco down the street where I go every morning and get my soda. And
Which one's the Conoco?
right past BP, it's across from like the fire station.
The vine.
Okay.
real little one.
Yeah, kind of down in the valley.
Yeah.
Okay.
By Magnolia Street.
And you get that like every morning, you said?
Every morning I go there because I got a little card that got a free one after 10.
About what time was that, do you think?
Probably about 9:15.
Okay.
So I filled up, got my Tank 5 card, got my soda, headed up towards the mall. And
Mid Rivers.
yeah, headed up toward, I don't think I went to Mid Rivers yet. I was looking for secondhand stores because my sister-in-law's coming in town and that's what she does. She has stores and she puts stuff in. So I was looking for new ones because she was just here a couple weeks ago. So I went up Mexico Road and looked for a couple of them. I went up to Old O'Fallon. I knew, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you when you went from Conoco and then you went straight to do this, like up to the
Yeah,
mall?
I'm
and
just
like-
running around looking for it. I wasn't at the mall yet because they're not open
Gotcha.
yet. I don't think they open till 10 or whatever. So I'm looking for stores for when she's coming in the 9th of September that we can go to. And so I went up Mexico looking, I went to Old O'Fallon, down throughout that way looking. I found a new one on K, just looking for a new one. So I was driving around looking for new ones. Then I headed up towards the mall, but I don't know because I was down Mexico, so I just went to the mall. Went to Mexico to Mid Rivers.
Did you
I
check
went
it?
to the mall.
Like you say, I checked. I was looking for them or found some. I checked them out. Did you like go in any of these?
No,
Okay,
I'm
you
just
didn't
finding.
shop. You were just like looking for the locations.
Yeah,
Okay.
we were in them when she was just here a week ago, so
Okay.
we did a full week of that, so, no, I did not, I'm just trying to find sites for her. So got all the way to Mid Rivers, and I went down Mexico to Mid Rivers, went down Mid Rivers to the mall, and I was going to go into, I had to go to the bathroom, so, where did I stop? I want to say, the bread company right there by,
I don't know.
bread company.
Like the
It's
one
right
here in
there.
O'Fallon? Or no?
By the mall.
By the mall?
Is that by
right.
Barnes and Noble?
No, it's across the street, it's by, what's Pier 1?
Okay.
Is it
It's
bread
right by
company
Pier
there?
1, I think it's new.
Yeah.
I stopped in there, went to the bathroom,
Okay.
and, because I've been drinking my soda. So, stopped in there.
What time do you think that might have been? Like just before 10, or because you said the mall opens at 10?
I think they open at 10, yeah. I don't know what time it was. I wasn't looking at the clock
No.
then or anything like that. I was gonna go into Pier 1 and I didn't. Changed my mind because it was right there. So, I went up to Hobby Lobby, which is off of Cave Springs.
Yep, I never had.
And, I went up there and I decided not to go in there. And since I was up there, my daughter lives up that way and she's a teacher. So I didn't know if she was in school yet. So I went by her house to see if she was home. And I didn't see her car. So I drove back. And that's when I was going to go back to the mall. So I came home because I knew I had to let the dog out then. So I came home, let the dog out.
So you went by, I'm sorry, you went by whose house?
My daughter, who lives
What's her
off
name?
of Sarah.
Go ahead, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
You said she lives off of what?
You take First Capital. I don't want people to say it on TV.
I understand.
She's a teacher, so she don't need that. Off of First Capital. And she wasn't there. I just drove down the street, she wasn't there.
Sure. So you said you circle back and went home.
Yeah, I got caught or came back down and went through, just cut through where Lindenwood is, she lives right there. Cut through there and got on the highway and went home.
Okay. And then what?
I got home, opened up the garage, pulled in, got my dog, walked him out in front so he could go pee. And he did his thing. Went back, put him inside, gave him a treat. came back out, I was gonna run back up to the mall. I was supposed to pick up a purchase that I, from Best Buy, and make an appointment. My appointment's Friday, I was gonna run up there, see if I could get it early. So I was gonna run back up there, and as I started pulling out and got halfway out, I noticed as I was backing out that a car came down really fast down the cross street and whipped around right in front of my driveway, because I'm right at the end. Here's the cross street and here's my driveway. So they came out and did this right in front of my driveway, and I looked up because it was so fast and startling, and somebody jumped out, and I was like, wow, somebody, I don't know what I thought, if somebody was hurt, I don't know what was going on. It was so fast. And then he ran up, I was halfway out the drive where I was parked, and he jumped in my car. He opened up the door and jumped in my car.
Which door?
The passenger.
Front or back?
Oh, front.
Or passenger front? Go ahead.
And he had a bunch of stuff in his hands. I don't know what he had, but he had a knife also, but he had something in his other arm. I don't know what he had. And he put a knife and kept going, just yelling random stuff like, you're gonna take me to the bank and get Russ's money. Take me to the bank, you're gonna take me to the bank. He put a knife up to my throat there and was yelling stuff. And he kept looking behind him like this. So I put it in gear, and I was thinking how I was gonna get out of there when he was looking, and he kept yelling, coming back, and then he looked back again, and I hit his arm with the knife and then shot out of the car and ran inside.
Okay, so you were, I just want to make sure I understand. So you'd already been home, fed the dog, gave him a treat, and you were getting ready to leave. So when you got home, did you leave the car in the driveway, or did you pull in the garage?
I was in the garage.
Okay, so you pulled the car all the way in.
Yes.
And then you got out and you tended to the dog.
No, I did not pull it in the garage. I always pull it in the garage when I'm gonna stay, but no, I stayed right there because I was leaving.
Okay,
So right where it was.
So where
it was
where
still
it was-
running. Yeah,
okay.
I just ran in to let him out.
Okay, so you were only in the house just a couple
I was
minutes
just-
more?
Oh, not even a couple minutes, just enough to put his leash on. I brought him out, walked him, blah, blah, blah,
Okay.
all that kind of stuff.
How do you go in the house? When you pulled in the driveway to go in, how did you go in the house? Through what door?
The garage door.
Okay.
The garage, big one was open, I ran through the garage door.
Okay, so then kind of rush through that. I just want to make sure I understand. So you went in, you let the dog out, you gave him a treat, you're ready to leave again, so you come back out of the house. How did you exit the house? How?
Out the same door.
Same door? Okay.
Yeah, I let him in the same door because the front door was locked.
Okay.
So I was coming in, I come in and out that door. Came out that door, got back in the car
Okay.
to go again.
Okay.
And that's when the car shot around and somebody jumped out. Before I knew it, they were sitting next to me.
Okay, so let's first describe the car. Can you give a description of the vehicle?
Well, I wasn't really paying attention to the vehicle, more of the shriekness of their tires that they did. It was just a silver, wasn't as small as like a little Toyota, a little bit bigger, but not a big one, sedan. It was 4 doors.
So 4-door,
Mhm.
you would say mid-size? Is that?
Yeah, probably mid-size. Wasn't brand new.
I mean, as you reflect back, do you remember anything specific about, other than being silver and being 4 doors, anything on the, you said it wasn't that new? Anything
No,
else?
it wasn't like shiny, like you could tell it was, like my crash, I just hit a 2004 Honda, kind of like older like that, you know, not that it was a piece of crap or anything, but it was, yeah,
It was a veteran car.
yeah, grocery getter. And that's all I remember about it. It was just so fast, like I wasn't really even looking at the car. It was like, what's this hastiness that this car's doing, this quickness? I didn't know what was going on. It was just weird. It was getting weird, and it was like, because they tore around, and he popped out, and I'm like, my first thought was, did I know him? Because they did it so fast, but then I was like, and I looked back down, and next thing I knew, he was there, so.
Okay, so as I was up there for a few minutes, and I noticed that there was an orange car parked on the street.
That's my next door neighbor's, it's
Okay,
broke
that's your neighbor's
down.
car? Okay,
Mhm.
I wasn't sure, I didn't know where that
It's
came
broke
from.
down.
Okay.
It's been there a while.
So, in trying to remember how your street is, which way did so if you're sitting in your car pointed at the garage, which way did this car come from?
Right here, the right side, that little street there. I don't know what it's called.
So the street behind you?
Behind me, yes.
Because the way and I probably have you draw it out later, but, so the street behind you, I know what you're talking about,
Mhm.
I remember being there.
It's it's directly behind my neighbor's driveway,
Okay.
and I'm one over. So I could see them whip around, come out of there. And all they did was come right around, right to my house.
Okay, so he jumps out of the car, he jumped into the passenger front side of your car,
Mhm.
and.
Where does he jump out of the silver car from?
I don't know, they asked me that. I really wasn't paying attention. I want to say the back seat, but that may not be true. I keep trying to remember. I thought, and that may not be true.
Were there other people in the vehicle?
There was all I saw was a driver, because he squealed away, so I was like, what the hell? And he looked.
What was the most distinctive thing about the driver that you remember?
Dark hair, was kind of like a buzz cut, and dark skin, like Hispanic, maybe, something like that. What crosses my mind, I don't know, it could be anybody. I don't know if they were Hispanic, but that's what crossed my mind.
Okay, so you got somewhat of a look at the driver.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because when he started to whip around, all I saw was like a dark dome, sorry, but short hair like you.
Right.
Short, maybe not quite as short, but it was dark, and that's foreign in that neighborhood, it's all the same people.
Were there windows open in their vehicle, you know?
No, not that I saw, not that I remember.
And so that's the only other person you saw in the vehicle that you could remember?
Yeah, because I really wasn't looking for people, I just noticed him when went real fast to turn, and I looked up and I just happened to see the driver, because that's who was coming around, and didn't even see the other person until they whipped in front of my driveway and he got out. Because then I wasn't just staring at him. When it first happened and I heard it and I saw it, I was like, it was just weird. And then they hurried and I looked up again, and that's when they whipped, and I was like, this is weird. And kind of looked down again because I'm getting about my business, and they didn't keep going. He got out, and then the other guy squealed away real fast, and he was already there before.
So the guy squealed away
Mhm.
before he, well, I don't want to put words in your mouth. At what point did he get out, did he squeal away?
Well,
In comparison to what the other guy was doing?
right, as soon as he pulled around, and I wasn't looking again, I looked back down to put, to get ready to go and stuff, and he pulled around, and I looked up again, the guy had shot out. When he pulled around, the guy shot out, and I looked down again and thought, it's kind of strange. I don't even know if I thought it was strange, but it was weird. And so I looked up again as he was getting out, and he squealed right off. The guy squealed right off, like, I assume he shut the door, but I don't even know, because I wasn't looking at that. I could hear it in that, and I was more looking at, like, who's getting out of the car, Is it somebody I know? Because they're right in front of my driveway.
Okay. So that guy squeals away, the other guy jumps in the passenger seat of the car. I know you described him as having a knife in one hand and something else in
He has
another.
Yeah, well, he had popped in when he opened up the door, and I don't know what I was thinking. I don't even know. He just was in there so fast, but I know he was jumbling something in this arm and had a knife in the other hand. And then he switched somehow. I don't know if he set his stuff down or dropped it. I don't know what he did, but he had put the knife in the other hand then. So, and that's when he put it up here to
Okay,
me.
you're using your right hand. Are you right or left-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Okay. Did you use your right hand because you're right-handed, or did you use your right hand because that's how you recall it happened, or?
That's how I recall that it happened, because he had something in his right hand when he first got in, and then the first few seconds, I didn't see a knife or anything. I know he just had stuff, and I was just like freaked out, and then all of a sudden he dropped stuff, and then he had a knife, so I'm guessing right.
Okay. So, what, if anything, did he say?
He said, "You're gonna take me to the bank and get Russ's money. We're going now, so get going," type stuff. And he just kept yelling stuff like that at me. And so at this time, I don't have it in gear or anything, or I do have it. No, I don't have it in gear. And I had put it in gear to go because I didn't know what to do. And then that's when I noticed he was looking back. I don't know if he was looking. Because cars, I don't know what he was looking at, but he kept looking back, and I noticed that, so I put it back in the gear, and he said, "Get going right now, we're going to the bank." And then he looked back again like this, and I hit his arm, and I shot out of the car.
So when you say I put it back in gear,
Mhm.
you mean you put it back in park?
Mhm.
Okay.
So,
My plan was to get out of the car somehow.
so when he came up and approached you at the car door and got in, the vehicle was in reverse with your foot on the brake?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know if it was still in park or in reverse. I don't know, I'm not sure.
Okay, so you kind of described the guy in the silver.
I think it was in reverse, but I can't swear to it. I don't know if I put it in reverse when he said, "Let's go," or if I already had it in reverse. I don't know, because I kept looking at him and kind of I was miscombobbled on what the hell was going on with the situation, and next thing I know, he's there.
Okay.
At that point, no, you know what? No, it wasn't, I wasn't in gear. My car was running, I had left my car running when I came out. I came out, so it was in park.
Okay.
So I don't think I ever did put it in gear.
Okay.
Okay, so you described the driver of the vehicle to the best of your ability, what you saw. Describe the guy that got in the vehicle with you.
The guy who got in with me, he had on shorts, he had on blue shorts, shortish hair, sandy blonde.
And now, forgive me, I did not go in the scene. I've not been in the scene.
Okay.
So is he a white male, black male,
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hispanic male?
He's white male.
White male.
He was taller than me. He had blue gym shorts on, and some sort of t-shirt, and sandy blonde hair, and I want to say his eyes were blue, but I'm not sure. It's not like they were like a bright blue or anything like that, noticeable. But I want to say they were light colored eyes. They weren't brown,
Okay.
I don't think. I could be wrong. I really wasn't looking at his face.
Notice anything, any smells?
He didn't smell. The only thing I noticed is he's yelling and getting more and more upset. He was slurring his words. I thought he was drunk. I didn't smell anything at all. But he did have, I don't know what he had with him, but he kept, like the more he kept repeating himself, he was getting all excited, and he was, I thought he was drunk or on drugs or something like that, because I couldn't understand him half the time.
Right.
He was yelling crap, I couldn't even understand.
Okay, so he was slurring his words, but he didn't really smell of anything
Mm-mm.
at all.
I didn't smell anything.
Was he sweaty? Was he dirty? Was he clean?
Well, he didn't stink.
Okay.
Is he?
I didn't notice like greasy hair, like a homeless person or anything like that.
Okay.
He just looked like a normal person to
Okay.
me. I mean, he wasn't clean cut like you guys, like you're groomed,
Mm-hmm.
but he wasn't dirty, because I didn't smell anything or see like nasty hair or anything.
What age? About what age would you put him in?
I don't know, late 30s.
And of course, it begs the question. I don't know that we've just asked you straight. Have you ever seen this guy before?
No.
Don't know him. He doesn't look like somebody you've seen somewhere. before with somebody else? I mean, as you remember back, as you picture him in your mind, there is, you cannot make any link between this guy and you.
No, I mean, I wasn't looking directly at his face. I was trying not to look at him. I do know when he did get in, there was something familiar about him, but I don't know him. So I don't know if I don't know. He seemed familiar, like I should know him, but I do not know him.
And forgive me if Kevin asks this, did he have, I know you say he's a Caucasian male, but did he have any type of accent that was noticeable to you?
I didn't know, because he was bumbling, slurring, and at first I didn't really notice anything, but like I said, he was getting so excited and stuff. As he was yelling at me, I mean, it was like he was drunk. I mean, he was, I literally, like his tongue was this thick. I didn't know what was going on. I figured he was on something, alcohol or something. I didn't know. I knew something was not right because as he was getting excited, it was getting worse.
Okay.
The slurring was getting worse.
Yes.
The stumbling on his
Yeah.
words. Okay.
Yeah, I couldn't hardly understand what he was saying. I could pick out like certain words, but he said one phrase inside made no sense. He said, I think he said it out in the garage or out in the car too. Something about killing my wife. And I'm like, I mean, I didn't say anything, but it was weird. His wording.
He said that in the car?
He said it out in the car, yelling at me, and when he was saying he was going to kill me.
Okay.
So what are the things that you could understand him say? What are the things that he said to you?
Well, at first it was kind of clear in the car because he wanted me to go to the bank to get Russ's money. And
How did he say that?
he said some curse words, and then he said, we're going.
We can say those here.
Yeah, let me just tell us what he said.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Okay,
yeah.
well, a lot I couldn't understand, but he
Understand.
said when he first got in and he had I think I was yelling at him, I don't even remember, I think I was like, who are you, get out of my car, blah, 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 and he was like, bitch, we're going to the bank, and I'm like, then my mind just starts swirling, because I'm like, going to the bank, this is so freaking weird, and I'm like, I'm not going to the bank with you, get out of my car, and he goes, bitch, we're going to the bank, we're getting Russ's money, and he started getting all agitated and excited, and that's when he was yelling things, I wasn't listening, because I was forming how the hell I was going to get out of the car. So he was yammering crap, couldn't really understand him at that point, and my thought was to get the knife away and get the heck out of the car. That's all I was thinking about at that point. What he was saying, I don't know. As I ran into the garage, he ran after me. I heard the car door shut, and he was yammering stuff again about killing me. Again, my focus was to get in the house. I knew I had my phone in my pocket. I was trying to dial 911. I think I did it 3 times before it went through on my cell phone. By then I was inside, and he was trying to get the door. I was trying to hold the door. I couldn't get it locked then, and I was trying to get 911 on the phone. And he was saying stuff, and then the door he got in, it flew open, and I ran into the bedroom. He was yelling stuff, and as I was going in the bedroom, something again about killing my wife, him and Stevie. Me and Stevie, you're gonna kill your wife. And so I don't know who that is. I don't know a Steven or a Stevie or Steve. I don't know what he was talking about. He was it was really hard. It's like his sentences weren't formed by then.
Mm-hmm.
And so none of it made any sense, but he did keep saying, get in the car. I ran in the bedroom, I tried to, I shut that door, I was trying to get it locked, wouldn't latch, got a problem with the door. And I got my gun, turned around, got my gun, nightstand right there, and he was pounding on the door, and once it flew open, that's when I shot him. And I just kept shooting him, because he just kept standing there.
How many times did you say you pulled the trigger?
I unloaded the whole gun.
Okay. So
It
you pulled the
wasn't
trigger until it
nonstop.
stopped firing?
I just kept pulling until it stopped.
Okay, so and again, because I haven't been there yet, and I don't know what it looks like. Did any rounds go? Are there going to be any bullet holes in the door into the bedroom, or do you think that
No.
the door was fully?
I was
open?
in the bedroom.
I understand that, but you said the door flew open, so I didn't know.
Yeah, I didn't start shooting until that door flew open and he was standing right there, ready to approach into the bedroom. And I just started shooting and walking towards him, because I wanted to be sure I hit him. Because everybody kept saying that's a little gun and blah, 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 and I better be close. So, once that door opened and he was there, I just started shooting and walking towards him until I didn't have any more.
I don't want to jump too far ahead too fast, but inside the room, you know what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna end up getting some pieces of paper and having you sketch out some things like your bedroom.
You know what, if this garage door's here, bedroom's right there.
No, I know, but like I'm
I
talking
mean,
about
it's
like
not even a
no, I understand
floor
that, but
plan.
like where the bed is inside.
Oh, okay.
Like I need.
Okay.
I just want to figure out where you were standing, where he was standing.
Well, I'm standing right,
Because I have not walked in the
Oh, okay.
house. I have
Yeah.
no. I can. All I can do is go off the visual of what
Yeah.
you're telling me, and other than that, I haven't seen any pictures or anything.
yeah, there's only 3 pieces of furniture in the bedroom. And the nightstand as you walk in the door is right here. So I ran right for it, got my gun.
Okay, so the bed is the bed on the far wall.
Yeah.
Hey, let me get. You know what? I'm gonna step out for a second, get some white pieces of paper,
Okay.
and I'll be right back. So
Okay.
instead of writing.
Should I tell him or just wait?
Yeah,
Just hold on. Let me get just paper.
Get a
on
good
it.
piece of paper. It's easier to visualize it if we're seeing it actually drawn. You good on water?
Yeah.
Okay. What type of gun? What type of gun do you own? I mean, do you own? Was it the nightstand? You said it was a little gun. I
I
didn't
want
know.
to say a 32. Is that a gun? It's got a,
Or maybe a 380.
well, maybe that's it. I just got for Christmas last year.
Okay.
After the one gal stalked me, that's what I got for a Christmas present.
From husband? How long you guys been married?
35 years.
Oh boy. Congratulations on long marriage. That's a long time.
Okay, well, let's do this. So let's, I guess for this one, since we're talking about the bedroom right now, why don't you draw
The bedroom.
the bedroom?
Okay.
Like where the bed is, you talk about the nightstand, where's the nightstand, where's the door, where you were standing.
Garage door. Here's the bedroom door. Not the other way. Inside the bedroom, here's a wall. There's a little wall, and here is the basement door.
Where does this wall go? Like that?
It goes right to this doorway.
Okay.
It's a little hallway, and there's 3 doors. This door, that door, and that door. There's nowhere to go.
Okay.
And when you say garage, do you mean the door that goes into the
The
residence
entry,
from the
yeah.
garage?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And this comes to here, it's really not like, it's just 3 doors right there in a little circle. And so you go in here, and here's a long window. Here's a long window. Those are drapes. And here is a nightstand. That's where my gun is. The bed is right here. And along this wall here is a dresser. And here is the bathroom.
And those are pretty much the only 3 things in the
That's all
bedroom.
that's in there.
Perfect. Okay.
That's all that's in there. So, as he was pushing on the door and I'm trying to dial 911 and hold him, but hoping he'd get tired of it and leave, and he didn't. I was just holding, trying to keep him from coming in. As he pushed the door open, I ran right in here to my nightstand. I shut the door, ran to the nightstand, came back around here. As he was pounding on the door flew open. I was probably standing anywhere like here, as it flew open, he's right there, and I just started shooting and walking out towards him shooting.
Okay, so you just said like he's standing there. Or were you that close in proximity?
Oh,
to
yeah,
him?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Can I ask a couple
Yeah,
questions?
absolutely.
So when you say you came, he came in through here, correct?
Mhm,
When you came in through here and you got through, and you said you held him off for a bit, were you able to shut the door?
Yeah,
Or was it a struggle over the door?
yeah, it was a struggle over the door and me trying to call 911.
At the same time?
Yeah, because he was right behind me, so I shut the door and I couldn't get it locked, and I was reaching for my phone, and I dialed 911 when it
Was
was
your
through.
phone kept in your pocket, or do you have a
My
clip?
pocket.
Okay.
I always keep it in my back pocket. So I was calling 911, and he's trying, and I'm just holding the door because I couldn't get it locked because it wouldn't, the little latch, he kept pushing it, it was coming over.
What type of latch is it?
Well, just, the door knob.
Knob, okay.
Like the knob, like you need it closed to be able to lock it.
Yeah.
And
Is it a push
wouldn't.
button lock?
I think it's a little turn one.
Okay.
Little
So like a
tiny one.
deadbolt, or
Mm.
or just on the handle.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like a little
So we're not
tiny
doing
piece
this stuff,
of
we're doing
crap,
this.
really.
Understood.
Yeah, so I couldn't get that and dial 911. It was more important for me to dial 911 in my head, so I was trying to get some help. And just a few seconds. It
Okay.
was just a few seconds. 911 came on, I started yelling, and he burst through the door.
So when you, so you're here in this door, you come in, he's right on your tail, as you
Yes.
said. You weren't able to get the door shut, or you were?
I were.
You was able to
I
get the door
was.
shut,
I was.
but you weren't able to lock it?
No,
Okay. And this is at the point where you made your first 911 call, where you
Yes.
spoke to somebody?
did not the first
You
time.
did not, it was just,
It
you were
wouldn't
able...
go through,
Okay,
so I did it again.
okay. And you did it again here?
Yeah, I'm standing the whole time against the door, trying to keep him out, and he's
Usually-
pushing the door. We're going
Mhm.
back and forth.
And how are you holding the door, with what part of your body?
I think I'm just leaning against it. I don't know, I think I was doing different things. At first I was doing my hands till I got my phone, and then I was trying to use my back, and then I was trying to use my side. So I was,
Okay.
whatever, depending on how forceful he was getting, what I was using as I'm trying to redial.
Okay. So, that's your first time, and I guess your fingers aren't working?
No, they worked.
Just couldn't get through to 911 though?
It wouldn't go through. Get my phone.
Well, actually, I'm glad you brought that up because do you mind if we take a look at your phone and see? Because I would love to see what the 911
Well,
call.
bring it in here, because I'd like to see too.
Well, it's out on the desk, but we'll.
Yeah, I would see how many times I dialed.
Yeah, I'm just curious, I just wanted to,
I would say a couple times. I
Okay.
dialed it trying to get through. I could see it wasn't going through. I couldn't hear anybody, so I would just hang up, try again, and he's bumping me on the door and stuff. So then he just was, once I got them, I was focused on that, and he pushed it open.
okay.
and I
So when
ran.
you got a hold of, when you got through with 911, you were still in this vicinity?
Yes.
All right, so then you got a hold of them.
Mhm.
And you stayed there until either he pushed through, or did you retreat first?
No, he pushed through.
He pushed through?
He pushed through too much. I couldn't hold him back anymore, so I retreated and ran.
Okay, and then you ran through here, into your bedroom door?
Yes.
All right, and where was he at when you reached your door?
Where was he at?
Was he still behind there, or was he on the
Well,
other
he
side
was
of the door?
behind me, so I don't know. As soon as I went in there, I shut the door and
You shut
ran to there. I wasn't even paying attention where
Okay.
anybody was. I was just going for my gun.
And you shut the door here, you said?
Yes, I shut the door.
And you tried to lock it, but
No, I didn't try to lock it, or you can't lock it.
okay, because I
I
remember you
don't
said
know if
something.
I might have tried it, but you have to lift, it's actually, you have to lift up the door because it's not even and stuff like that. So I may have tried to lock it. I think I just ran there.
Okay.
I don't know if I shut it and tried to lock it and gave up.
I was just
and
curious, because
ran.
earlier
I'm
you
not
said that
sure.
door
I
had
mean,
problems.
It does, yeah.
Okay.
You can't lock it unless you want to take a minute, push it up and align it and lock it.
All right.
So
And you're still on the phone with 911 at this
I'm
point?
still, well, I still have them on the phone, yes. I
Okay.
wasn't listening to what they were doing. I just had the phone because I was concentrating on other stuff.
Is he saying anything through this point?
Yeah, this is
verbalized?
where he starts yelling that crap again about killing my wife, him and Stevie killing my wife or some weird, bizarre crap, and get in the car. He just kept yelling, get in the car, and I don't know what I said. I don't know if I said no, I get out. I don't know what I said.
All right, but you're still on the phone with 911?
Yes.
All right.
Still
And
on the
you're on the
phone.
phone with 911 when you come through your bedroom
I'm
door?
on with the whole time. Till you guys come, I'm on the phone with them.
Okay. All right. So you come through the door,
Mhm.
and you go straight to your night dresser.
Correct.
When you reach your night dresser, do you know where he's at this point?
I do not.
Okay. Where within your night dresser is your gun located?
There's a drawer, and then there's 2 pull doors. It's right in the door, sitting right there.
So you just open it up and it's
Mhm.
right there on a
Yeah.
shelf?
Yeah,
Okay. And you always keep it loaded?
yep. Since I got followed last year.
All right. And we, like he said, we haven't looked at the gun.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it.
So, is it an automatic, is it a revolver?
It's
What-
got the little spin thing. So you
Okay,
put the bullets in and it
okay.
spins.
Is that gun registered to you or your husband?
Me.
You.
I think me. We went to Denny Dennison's down south and got it
Okay.
last year.
So it's a revolver?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And you just always kept it in the doors?
Yes, my husband's gun is in there
Yes.
also. There's also a shotgun from his father that he just got that stands up next to it by the window here.
Okay, so there's 2 other firearms right in that
Yes,
vicinity.
and I think he might have another hunting gun, shotgun maybe, I'm not sure. He just got that one. His father died and his brother gave it to him. It's never been shot. It is loaded. His theory is use the shotgun, not the handgun, because that will get him for sure. That's just what everybody kept saying to me, but I'm not comfortable with that. I do shoot the revolver. We do go out to land and shoot, so.
All right, so you grab the revolver,
Mhm.
and as soon as you grab it, and you turn around,
Mhm.
where's he at that point?
You're banging on the door.
Banging on this door?
Mhm.
Okay.
Because I turned around, grabbed it, I have a case there, I have it sitting, it's not zipped up or anything like that.
It's
I
in a
had-
case that's not zipped?
Correct.
Okay.
It's in a case at night, so I just reached in, grabbed it, turned around,
Well,
and
where's your phone at this time?
in my other hand, to my
Okay.
hand,
All right.
because I'm still yelling. Yeah, I had it in my hand the whole time.
Okay.
Yeah. And I turned around to come this way, and I was just waiting to see if he broke, which I knew he would because I couldn't lock it, and I just stood there,
All right.
and it was just a couple seconds.
Stood where?
In one of these X's, I'm not sure.
At the edge of your bed.
It's so small in there, you'll see, there's not really anywhere to go. I mean, because the door is right there.
No.
So I turned around, reached in, I grabbed it, turned around, and I just was waiting to see if he broke in or if he would get scared and run away.
Right. And you say break in through this door. Did he open the door or break the door?
He didn't, I don't know if he opened it or if it popped open because it doesn't latch very well.
Alright.
So I don't know if because his pounding opened it or he opened it, I don't know. It opened.
Okay.
It flew open and I started shooting.
Okay. Well, we're trying to. I understand.
Yeah,
Some of
I'm
these
just trying to
questions.
remember.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
sorry.
just-
Some of these questions might seem.
No,
like
I'm trying
we're
to rehash
be-
it in my mind.
I
I'm not trying
understand.
to be rude. It's just like,
And we just want to make sure we're clear on every
We
detail
fully
we can.
understand, yeah.
my first thought was not only to get my gun, but equal first thought was don't drop my phone. Because I wanted him to be able to find me. If he got me in the car.
Let me ask you this. When he came into this room,
Mm-hmm.
did he have anything in his hands?
I don't know. I don't know. He
When
was
he-
just standing
Well, I
there.
understand. But when he got out of the car and he chased you up to this door, do you remember at any point during this time him having something in his hand?
No. But I don't remember him not having anything either. I don't. At that point, when he was chasing me, it's always to my back, so I don't know.
understand that.
And then when I was doing the door, I couldn't see him. So as I started running to my bedroom and he started yelling stuff, and I think I did actually turn around once when he started saying, gibbling some stuff about killing my wife or whatever he was saying, and I kind of turned around. I don't know, he was still yelling, get in the car, and I think I was still yelling back at him. So I'm not sure how that interaction went as I'm trying to get into my bedroom, but he was still just coming in, saying all this stuff. So I don't know if he had anything. I don't remember him having anything in his hand.
Huh. When he came through the door here,
Mm-hmm.
you don't remember him having anything in his hands.
No,
Do you remember him saying anything at that point?
I don't remember that, no. I don't remember. All I remember, and just kind of blanked out there, is that once that door flew open, because I was so hoping it wouldn't, once it did, I just started shooting. And my thought, I just moved forward on him and kept shooting. My thought was to try to get past this doorway.
At what point did you know you hit him?
I knew I hit him the first time, or I thought I hit him the first time, but he just stood there and looked at me. And so I just kept on shooting, because he was just standing there like, so I assumed I hit him, because I was this close. I was so close.
So you're legitimately.
I'm walking at him.
So the first time you shot him, would you say you're further than this away from him? Me and you?
Maybe this far.
So, okay.
Maybe from here to you.
And the door opens out? The door
It opens into the bedroom.
Okay, so, yeah.
Yeah.
So if I was coming into your bedroom, it would open this way or this way?
Towards me, yes. So I'm standing here, and in one of these positions here in front of the door, it swings open. I'm standing there, I'm ready.
Okay.
And it swings open, and we're just eye to eye, and I just start shooting and walking forward, because my first thought was to get past this door jam.
Okay.
Didn't even think about I'm shooting him, hitting him. Wasn't thinking about that. I knew I had to get around this person and get back out somehow.
At what point did he fall? Do you remember?
I had shot quite a few times.
Before you fell?
Yeah,
Okay.
quite a few times.
If you had to guesstimate how many shots you think you fired?
I don't know, I did all of them that was in there.
You
And
know
I
how
think
many?
it was full,
Do you know how many rounds go in that
think
particular
6.
weapon? 6.
I'm guessing. I unloaded all of them. I think it was full, but I don't know for sure, but I think it was. It did not seem, when I hear it in my head, that I heard 6 booms, but
So do you think you hit him all 6 times?
I do.
You did.
Yeah, because I walked as close to him as I could till he fell down.
Did,
Go ahead.
did he say anything?
No. When that door flew open, he just looked at me, and I just started shooting right away. I mean, he didn't even have time to respond. I don't even know if he saw that I had that. I don't know if he even knew what he was going to do when he did that, because he was so heightened by then.
But when you started shooting at him, by the time you opened the door and you fired your first shot, until you left the residence, did he say anything else? Did he verbalize anything else?
He never moved off the floor. Never moved. I got my dog
Where was your dog at during this whole thing?
running around going nuts.
Okay.
Just didn't know what was going on.
So with you standing right about here,
Mhm.
did you shoot directly, would you say straight at the doorway, at an angle of the doorway? Do you remember?
I don't know about angles. All I know is when it flew open and I was standing in the vicinity of facing the door, as soon as it opened, I started walking at the same time right at him.
Okay.
So the door is cut at an angle. It's not flat like this anyway.
Oh, it's not.
No, it's
Yeah,
one of
I
those, because you got 3 doors and it curves, it's on an angle
Okay.
anyway. So all I knew is I was hoping he didn't get through it, but if the door came open, I was gonna be ready. And when it did and we locked eyes, right away I started shooting and walking towards him, kept shooting, because I started and he just stood there. And I was like, it wasn't working. But I think it was, it just wasn't, I didn't see anything at first. He didn't fall at first, and then he fell. And I
So-
hurried and got my dog and went outside. I still had the phone, and
Let me ask you this. So, when you go to the range and how you showed us, so the door opens up and you start shooting. Where's your cell phone at this time?
I still have it in my hand. I'm shooting. I still have my
You're shooting
phone.
with the cell phone in your hand?
I must have used one hand, because I never put the phone down. I had that gal on the line the whole time.
So do you think you fired those
Well,
shots?
that's how we do it at the range. I had to use one hand, because when I went outside, it was in my left hand, my phone, when I was talking to her. Or as I was walking out, I'm giving her my address, please come, 1260, because she's going, what's your address, and all that. So I was talking to her, but I'm right-handed, so I had to use one hand and shoot them.
So do you believe you fired those shots while you were on the 911, while you were on the phone with the 911 dispatch?
Absolutely, yes. I
So
was
while
on
you were-
with 911 from the time he started breaking in. I was on it until I went out. I got my dog, went out in the garage. She said, you guys are coming. She was still talking to me. I was still saying they're not here, because it seemed like forever. And once you guys came, she goes, they're there, hang up. And I did. So the whole thing was on 911 call.
When you walked out, where'd you put the gun and?
I left well, after I shot him, I put the gun on the bed. Because I didn't want to carry it out. I didn't want anybody to get freaked out and shoot me.
Okay, so it's just laying on the bed?
Yeah.
Okay. And it should have no more live rounds in it?
I kept, it started clicking.
Clicking, okay.
So they get stuck or there's some hit, I don't know. But
Okay.
I kept clicking and clicking and clicking and it just wouldn't come out anymore.
So when you stepped over him,
hmm
where did you go?
I went right, he's here with a little land. I think he's up like against here. That's how he fell. And
Excuse me.
these are all compact, so I had to step over them and really the garage door's here. And I went out the door.
And then.
I went and got my dog out of the living room first.
After you stepped over him.
There was no way to get around him. He's laying right there in front of my door.
Okay. And when you stepped over him, he wasn't moving. Did you make any observations of him when you stepped over him?
No. No, I was worried about getting my dog and getting out of there. All I knew is he was down and he wasn't moving as far as I could tell or saying anything. So that was good for me at that point.
Do you know where you hit him? I mean, did you take aim
No,
at
I
a
was
particular
going
body
right
part?
here. I was going right for the mass.
Okay.
I know I'm not good enough shot to shoot you in the head because that was too.
When's the last time you went to the range before this?
I've never been to the range.
Or I'm sorry, you and your husband go out shooting, you said?
Yeah,
When's the
that was
last-
last fall. Last fall.
So about a year ago almost, quite shy,
Yeah.
just shy of a year?
Mhm.
Okay. So that's the first time
I
you
grew
shot?
up shooting. No, I grew up shooting.
No, was that the first time you shot that gun?
Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Because you
It
said
was
you
the first
got,
time we broke
you got
it
that
in.
for Christmas?
Yeah.
And where'd you buy that?
What did I say? Down south.
Something with a D, I thought.
Denny Dennison.
Yeah.
Denny Dennis,
Did you-
something like that. Two first names.
All right, so you stayed on the phone until we got there,
Yeah.
correct? All right.
Mhm.
What time did your husband go to work this morning?
He leaves about 6:30, maybe, really early. Yes.
And no one else visited at your house? Besides these guys who showed up, there's no one else that was in your house today?
Not that I know of. I would hope not.
Well, I mean, you
Nobody
didn't have,
I
you didn't
You
have,
didn't have any friends
But
over?
I'm sorry.
No, I had no friends over and there's nobody else in the house.
I'm sorry, that's what I meant. No.
It's just me and my husband.
Okay, that's what I meant. All right.
So stepping back just kind of in the timeline prior in the day, and I just want to make sure we didn't miss any big gaps or anything. 9:15, you go to Conoco, get the soda, you went looking for thrift stores, you went to the mall, you went to stop at Bread Company by Pier 1 for the restroom, you went to Hobby Lobby, but didn't go in, you went and checked on your daughter, and then this call, what time did this call come out? What time did we get the 911 call? I don't even know, I'll have to double check.
Somewhere around 11, I'm guessing around 11:50, 12 o'clock, but I'm not certain on that.
It had to be that because I came back home and let my dog out. And I only let him go a few hours at a time because he's still young.
Did you eat lunch? You didn't eat anywhere or anything like that?
Mhm.
Okay.
You need anything to drink today, alcohol-wise?
No, I wish.
Are you on any prescription medication or anything like that? No. Okay.
Nope.
You know what? While we were drawing, why don't we have her draw? Will you draw like the driveway and the street and kind of how they pulled up and where he jumped in it and stuff like that? You know what we do? We just initial that. Awesome. Thank you.
I'm gonna step out real quick. She's doing that.
It's that street. It comes into my street. And here's my driveway. Here's my house here. my neighbor. He's just about right there.
So which one's yours?
This one.
Okay.
Just so you see
No,
how
I'm
close
with you.
that street is. They came, I had pulled in, I was parked, the car was running, left it running, ran inside, did the dog thing, came back out, was in the car, sitting in the car. As soon as I had got in there, I saw somebody tear out and come like this. And it caught my eye when they tore out of there because it's a very quiet street. And as they got here, the guy jumped out. My car's about right here, let's say. He jumped out, I looked up, I seen the car pull here because it was I saw it kind of, and then I saw it pull here, and when he jumped out, I looked up, I saw him jump out, and he came up, and before I knew it, he was inside my car.
So I know this is a rough drawing. Were you actually on the side? Were you parked on the side of the driveway, like hanging off the driveway like that, or is that
Not
just?
hanging off the driveway, that's just a really.
No, that's fine. I was just making sure.
No, but I'm on the side, because usually I pull in, that's my side.
Okay.
So, the garage door was still open. I was still getting my stuff together, was putting my purse down, when all this is going on. That's when he got into the car. And then from there, like I said, he hopped in when he had crap in his arms. I don't know what happened to it. I was like, who are you? Get out of my car. And that's when he said, you need to go to the bank, and we're going to the bank to get money. It's Russ's money, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, who are you? I just was yelling, and he was yelling stuff, and then he started getting really agitated, and that's when he had the knife put the knife up then. And he said,
How did he hold the knife to you? Like, what did he?
right here.
Right
It went
there.
right like that, yeah.
Did
He didn't touch me.
As I said.
No, he didn't touch me, but he had it right there. I could see it, and then that's when I was thinking, I need to get the hell out of the car.
What kind of knife is it? I'm assuming we're gonna find the knife there somewhere.
I knocked it out of his hand. It should be in the car.
Okay, so it's in the
Yeah.
car somewhere.
Yeah.
Do you know? Is it a steak knife? Is it a?
Wasn't
what
a
is
steak
it?
knife, but it wasn't a huge butcher knife.
Okay.
So it was like in between.
Okay.
But it would be like one, I don't know what it looked like, but the size wise, like something you would cook with. You might cut meat with it, but not a steak knife.
Okay.
So it had a thick blade.
Okay.
So it was pretty good. It's probably my imagination. It seemed like it was this big
Sure.
in my imagination, but it was real thick blade.
Sure.
So,
And so whatever else he had in his hands also
well, he immediately dropped that,
dropped what?
whatever he had.
Okay.
I just know he got in, and as I looked over and was yelling, what are you doing in my car and stuff. I know he dropped stuff because then I didn't initially see him with the knife. He had to have it, but then he whipped that up, and that's what he was threatening me with.
So does Stevie, the name Stevie that you talked about, does that ring a bell to you?
Yeah, that's the goof name he kept saying, him and Stevie.
No, I know he
Him
said
and-
that. What I'm asking
Oh.
is, does that relate to a person that you know?
No, I don't know a Steve
You don't know
or
a Steve
Steven,
or
not that I
Stevie?
can think of. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Mm-mm. I don't know any Steven.
No Steven, no Stevie.
Mm-mm.
What's this? What do you? What he's mentioning? You say he's going to kill your wife, or is that what he said?
Something about him and Stevie are gonna kill my wife or killed my wife. At first I thought he said, me and Stevie killed your wife. And I know, I remember in that instant thinking, this guy, I don't know what's wrong with him. Because he was, blah, blah. Could hardly understand him, so maybe I just didn't understand what he was saying.
Okay.
That's what I heard.
Okay.
Something about him and this guy killing somebody's wife,
Okay.
is what he said. The context I heard in my head with his mumbling was, kill my wife, is how I heard it. So Didn't make any sense to me at all. And then he kept yelling, just get in the car, get in the car.
So when you knocked the knife out of his hand, where do you think that fell?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if it was on your side of the car or his side of the car.
Don't know.
Don't
Don't know. Mm-mm.
know.
Don't know.
Okay, so we've drawn a picture of the street and your house. We've drawn a picture of the bedroom. So nothing. Never saw this guy before.
I
Never.
don't think so. I don't think so.
And the vehicle, the silver four-door, you never saw that before?
You know what? That was so nondescript. Everybody has a silver car.
Okay.
It was just very nondescript, but it was older. That's the only description. You know what I mean? It wasn't new by any means. But I don't know if I've seen him before or not. I don't think I have, but like I said, when he got out, my first instinct was it was somebody I knew. It's something familiar about him, but I think that's why my whole brain was so jumbled, like something happened, like maybe somebody got hurt. I don't know what I thought. Something happens, emergency, because they were moving so fast on me, you know?
Okay. So at what point did you call your husband? Because you said he was going to come up here?
Oh, just before we came here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, he actually called me.
Okay.
So somebody called him out. He said somebody called him. I kept saying who, and I couldn't hear what he was saying. I was too.
So somebody called, he said somebody called him.
I think he said somebody called him.
So you stayed on with the 911 dispatcher until police arrived?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And did you stay in the garage until they got there? Or
Yes.
Did you, okay, you
I
didn't
came
exit
out.
the garage or get
Yeah,
back
well,
in?
I came out into the driveway looking. I was going back and forth. I don't know. I was pacing. So I would come out of the garage, I'd look, and I'd tell her they're not here yet, they're not here yet. I'd go back in, and she asked me, I think at one point, is he still in the house? I said, yes, he's still in the house, and all that kind of stuff. And then, because I told her I had shot him, and then she said, I don't know if she said it, and I don't even know. I want to say she said, is he breathing, or she probably didn't. I think I'm making that up. I don't know.
Okay. Did you ever go back to the car? Or did you just leave the car? I don't know, was the
The
car
was
running? Okay.
Yeah, the car was still running.
So it was
I
running
did not
probably
go
when you
back
got
in
there?
it.
Okay.
Unless they turned it off. Actually, I think when the police came, they turned it off.
Okay.
He went on my side and he turned it off.
Well, she's drawn the map of the street, kind of where the car came from and where it went, and how the guy ran up on the passenger side of her vehicle. She said she didn't go back. She never went back to the vehicle after she called 911 and after the police got there. Like after the shooting occurred, she didn't. She exited the house and she said she stayed in the garage. She went to the
Driveway.
To the driveway,
I kept going out the
just
driveway because she kept
pacing.
saying they were coming, so I kept looking, but I kept pulling my dog back, and I think she had said something about go to a neighbor, or can you go to a neighbor? I think she said that, or maybe a policeman said that, I'm not sure, but I know the lady next door just called on my dog the other day, so I couldn't go there, and nobody else was home. Got a citation for that, so,
For a barking dog,
Barking dog.
or a dog off a leash?
off a leash. My puppy, I have him in the front yard going pee. I mean, she's old. She's 80-something years old. She hates dogs. I get it. It was my fault. And the guy was very nice, the park ranger. He felt embarrassed because he's a puppy. But whatever. So I couldn't really go there because she doesn't really like me, and the other ones aren't home. So I had nowhere to go. So I didn't want to get too close to the door. But I think she asked me if he's, God, I want to say, because I know I kept looking in the door. I went back a couple times to look because I kept telling her he's there. I think I might have said he's laying on the floor because I could see him still laying there. Because he's right in front of my bedroom door and the garage door because they go right into each other. And he was laying right there. So I kept seeing he was still laying there. So I kept going out there in case he got up and had to run, but just waiting for the police. And she just had me on the phone until you guys got there. And then she said, hang up.
I got just a couple things. Would the dog, when this happened, you may have said this and I may not remember. The dog, where was the dog at when he came into the house? Do you remember?
Well, he runs loose, so, I know at first he came because I ran on the back door and he always comes to the back door.
You talked through the garage?
Yeah,
Yeah.
through the garage, and I call it the back door.
Okay.
You're right, the garage door. And he came to run in, and then with all the banging and stuff, he ran out. So I don't know where he went.
Okay.
Wasn't paying attention to him. He doesn't bark, he's just a puppy, so I think he got scared, not sure where he went.
Okay. Did he ever come into the bedroom?
No. Unless, like when I was behind closed doors, maybe came where that guy was standing, maybe came up to him. I'm not sure, I don't know.
Okay, so you don't remember him being in the bedroom?
Mm-mm.
What's the dog's name?
Hooper.
Hooper. So, Hooper, you don't remember him being in the bedroom at all?
Mm-mm.
Okay. And when this, I'm gonna jump around a little bit, and when this guy came through the back door, the garage door, and you're holding it up or pounding it or anything like that, did you get any injuries? Is there anything we need to photograph bruise-wise,
I don't
or,
think so.
oh, sorry, any, you know, because is he, if he's a big guy, and I don't know how big he
He
is.
wasn't like you.
Okay,
He was more like him, I think.
okay.
Just normal. He was just normal. Taller than me, but just normal. It's not like I'd look at you and go, shit, I'm in trouble. Wasn't like that. It would be more, I didn't even think anything,
Okay.
you know, as far as that. As far as
I just want to make sure that there's no there's possible bruises on your
Yeah,
back
I
or your
don't think
arms
so.
or,
I don't think so. I'm still in physical therapy from my accident, so I got so many aches and stuff.
did the medics look at any of your,
No, they didn't look at anything.
okay. And when he came through the bedroom door,
Mm-hmm.
because you let go and you ran straight into the bedroom door,
Yeah, I was not trying to.
and it wasn't locked or anything, the bedroom door. So was he pounding on that door too?
Yes.
Was he trying to get in the doorknob or just pound on, kind of clarify that for me?
I heard pounding. I don't know what he was doing. I was busy getting my gun and turning back around, and it was just like that fast. The door was open. So whether he was, I don't know what he was doing. I do know he was pounding on the door, because I stood there and waited to see if he was going to come through
So
it.
you came through the door and you had time to go to your dresser
Yeah.
and then come back to the front of your bed,
Mhm.
and then he opened the door.
Mhm.
What, I know this might be a lot to ask, but if you had to guess, what type of time frame are you looking at there?
Well, from here to the door, there's a little walk, so it's the length of a bed. So I ran in, opened it, grabbed it, and turned right back around and started walking towards the door. And at some point, it was open and we were face to face.
Okay. And this is another part I just want to clarify. Because when you described it originally, you said you did it like a tactical, where you have both hands up, like what we call an isosceles
Yeah.
position. Are you familiar with isosceles position?
I know that I try to shoot both ways. When we're doing target practice,
Is this
I
you and your
shoot.
husband?
Yeah, I shoot, and then as I start getting tired, I have to use the second hand and stuff. But I shoot both ways, but,
When you say both ways, what do you mean?
well, with two hands or one hand.
Okay.
Normally, when I talk about shooting, I do this, because
Okay.
that's just,
So if you were,
that's just what I do.
so if you were to shoot him, you were still on the phone when the shots
Mhm.
came at. Do you remember where your phone was at that time?
In my hand.
I understand that, I'm sorry. Where in relation to your body? Was it up to your ear? Was it down to your waist? Was it,
I have no idea. I have no idea. Trying to think if I could hear her. I think at one point I had put it up yelling to her, maybe at one point between getting it and him pounding, maybe. After that, I don't know.
okay. Here's another question for you I have, because it's unusual, and here's what I say, without some type of tactical training or military training, law enforcement training is to fire and then approach the target. Where'd you learn that? Or is that? I mean,
I did it.
What reason I ask is, I mean, when you and your husband go out, does he, besides the shooting, do you guys work on tactical movements or something like that? You,
We just shoot at a target on a tree.
okay.
Because my thought was to get the hell out of that room is what I wanted to do. I didn't want to be pinned in that small space because my room's really small because there just was no way to get out. If he got in, I wasn't getting out. So to walk forward at him partially was I wanted to get out of that room and partially was I wanted to be sure I hit him.
And he was not advancing at that point. You
Well,
were.
I was advancing.
Yes, but he
Yeah.
was.
No, well, he had just knocked the door open and I started shooting.
Okay.
And I'm walking as I'm shooting.
All right.
So, because as soon as that happened and I shot, he just, nothing. So I didn't even think I hit him because he just stood there then. And I just kept shooting and then when my dog was running all over the place and.
So you said you haven't had anything to drink. You said you don't take prescription medications or anything like that, right?
No.
So when was the last time would you say you had something to drink?
What's today, Tuesday? Saturday night.
Saturday night. And
I'm
then,
not an every night drinker, no.
and then
Or Friday night.
prescription medication or anything like that, or you don't do anything? Do you do any illegal narcotics or anything like that? Okay. Prescription medication. Was the last time you think you took something prescription?
Well, I just had a shot block in my right shoulder. I don't know, probably ibuprofen. I'm sorry, I took a muscle relaxer last night because I got a torn something in here, so they just did a block in it a week ago.
What's the muscle relaxer?
I don't know, it starts with the B. My pain manager gave it to me. I took it last night before I went to bed so I could.
Do you take that just periodically, or do you take it?
Well, since I've had this accident, I'm taking that every night until, yeah, because as you can, these are like rocks.
I noticed you're wearing glasses. Were you wearing glasses during this whole thing? So
They're cheaters, they're dollar store.
Okay, so you use it for reading basically and stuff like that. So daily driving around town.
No, they're for reading.
Okay. So where did those come from?
I had them on my shirt still.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I always keep them here.
Okay, and then
Because I'm good, unless you go, oh, sign here or something like that, then I have to have them. So I always keep glasses here.
Okay. In your house, in the hallway, is it well lit? Is it with the lights on?
No lights were on, but I have most of the windows open and stuff. So
So it was
yeah, it's not dark.
bedrooms, plenty of light.
It's not dark, no, the bedroom's dark. The bedroom's dark.
Because of why is it dark?
Because the drapes are closed.
So
It's always
those
it's
two
a
windows
dark
have
room.
drapes. It's dark.
Yeah, they have, and they have blinds underneath them. It's just always, we keep it dark because my husband likes it nice and cool in at night because it's just how it is all the time.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like dark, like night dark. It's dark for the day. I mean, if you shut your drapes in your bedroom, that's what it's like.
Sure. I'm with you. Okay. I'm trying to think of any more
Okay.
details here.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Obviously, there's some history with past things, and that's why they said they wanted Russ's money, correct? They said something about Russ going to the bank. Kind of got to dig in a little bit.
He said at
Oh, the
one
financial
point, the
aspect.
money that I stole from Russ. At one point in the car, because he kept saying, we're going to the bank, you're getting Russ's money. And I'm like, get out of my car, who are you? What are you talking about? At first, I didn't even know what the hell he was talking about. And at one point, he had said the money you stole from Russ.
When I stepped out, you guys discussed that, okay?
No, I mean,
I think I told
Yeah,
one of the other officers.
Okay.
He had said that at some point, and still, it didn't click with me. I was just worried about getting out of there. I don't know what the hell. The guy was so thick-tongued that even when he said stuff, it took, with everything going on and how he was talking, a second for like, what the hell is this guy talking about? It just was so mumble jumble, it didn't make sense, some of them weren't complete sentences. It was frightening.
Not to get too personal here, but can you kind of fill us in on the financial aspect of the FOIA stuff and where all that stands now?
She had signed over me as beneficiary, and I was paid out.
How much?
$150,000.
Okay.
And I still have that $150,000.
Okay.
And that's known to people that I still have the $150,000 because broadcasted that, because at one point when I was talking to prosecutors up in Lincoln County, she kept going, do you have that money, can I see your account, whatever, and I just brought it up to her in cash and gave it to her. And so when I was at trial for it,
I'm sorry to interrupt you. That was the judge asking for that, or the prosecutor?
Prosecutor.
Prosecutor
She was
asked-
asking to see if I still had, she
Okay.
goes, do you still have the money?
Okay.
I said, yeah, and she goes, well, can you show me that you still have it,
Okay.
whatever.
So you
This
brought it up
is-
and showed her?
And I did, and I
Okay.
brought up a bag and I gave it to her, and I had cash in it. And then when I was at the trial with the girls for the money.
So you took the money up in a bag? to
Yeah,
show her?
I did.
You couldn't just bring her a bank receipt?
I didn't have a bank receipt.
Oh.
I had,
Okay, no.
You have it
just had
cash.
cash
Okay.
at that time.
All right.
At that time.
So
So
now
the
it's
cash in
not,
a bag.
But
now it's
it was
not
a big
cash.
bag.
Yeah.
But, it was. But, I have to remember again, I do have brain injury, so a lot of stuff that makes sense to me does
Listen.
not make sense. I know everybody goes, you're a nutcase. I'm not.
I didn't say that at all.
That makes sense to me at that time.
Fair enough, different from,
So then I went to trial, the girls tried to sue me for the money, though they have never been beneficiary. Russ was the beneficiary.
okay,
And, they lost.
okay,
But at that trial, Russ was there.
okay.
So he knew,
Was this when was this in relation to his
this just happened
criminal?
in January. He just got out.
So he had just been released when you went back to trial for the daughters?
Mhm.
Okay,
So he knew the cash story.
Okay.
And he knew, because he was sitting behind us at the trial, that I still had the money.
okay.
And right after that, the place, I don't think he knows this, but the place where I had my hair done, him and his cousin went there and confronted a hairdresser there.
Was this on film?
Yeah, and the police were called and
I remember
everybody.
this.
Yeah,
Okay.
and because somebody wrote something on Facebook. That's how violent he is. And they came and were screaming at this poor girl because they didn't like what she wrote. And I know there was a gun involved with the owner. Everybody was getting that worked up and stuff. The police were called. I don't know what happened to it. I do know that talking to the prosecutor and stuff,
At St. Charles or Lincoln?
Lincoln.
Still? Okay.
Channel 2 Fox News, Chris Hayes was notified and decided to suppress that story because he didn't want it out about him, which I blame him for. This guy has behavior. He's already had the one gal do this to me. He's already confronted another one violently, and now this. So I blame him for suppressing that. And he suppressed it because he's working with the defense lawyer when they were getting him out, and now he's taking him on the book round and stuff. Chris Hayes is. So I blame him for suppressing that because people should have known that.
Should have known what specifically. Should
That
have known
he
that.
was that crazy. That if you say anything or do anything, he's going to be right there up in your face. Because he's out now.
We're talking about Russ.
Mhm.
When's the last time, have you ever had any conversations with him through any medium, social media, phone, in person with Russ?
At the girls' trial in January, he was there and he's just kept lurking around and all that. And we kind of ran into each other going to the bathroom and stuff on a break, and I said to him, oh, congratulations on your release. I'm not saying to him, I was just being nice. And he said, oh, thanks, and that was it, and turned around and walked away. He had like his cousin with him, think just his cousin, the same cousin that confronted this hairdresser. So, that's the last time I've seen him, we didn't really speak, we just said that.
Something
Niceties.
passing.
We
That was
did
in
niceties.
January.
Mhm. I think it was in January.
Okay.
No other contact since?
No.
All right, so that was in January that the daughters lost their case to get the money.
Mhm.
Is there any other legal procedures going on with it currently?
It's, well, they're appealing.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're appealing, okay.
Yeah, they're appealing.
Where's that at, do you know, in the court
It's-
process?
Oh, I think it's gonna be a while still.
Okay,
Yeah. It's a paper thing.
all right. Okay. Because when you're stating this person who got in the car said something about Russ, that's why we gotta kind of,
Well, yeah, because that's what threw, at first it didn't even click with me, I didn't know, but again, hard to understand. My mind was going somewhere else to get out of there, so it literally like was a split screen for me. Him just, at first I understood what he was saying, and then I was just concentrating on my own little world, and he was just saying crap. Yeah.
when you knocked the gun out of, or the knife, do you know, did it fall out of his hand or did it stay in his hand?
I hit it as hard as I could, or I hit him, and I think it fell.
Okay,
In my mind, it fell.
okay.
Didn't stop to look. I, at the same time, opened the door and just ran out.
All right.
We have no idea what else was in his hand. We have
When
no
he
idea.
came after me?
Well, yeah, you said when he hopped in the car, he said.
No,
that
but
happened
he was
something.
jumbling something.
But it should be in the car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, should be in the car. Knife should be in the car if it got knocked out, because unless he had it in my house and it's in my house, it's from the car to my house. The knife's gotta be there, and whatever the hell he had was there.
All right.
Do a written statement.
Yeah.
Why don't we, I know we just talked at length about what happened today.
I just did one of those
Where?
in the ambulance.
Okay, was it as detailed as what we've just discussed here?
I think so, yeah.
You think so? Okay. You know what I'll do? I'm gonna go track it down.
Okay.
I wanna read through it and maybe might have you come back and clarify some things for me if
That's right.
the statement wasn't too terribly clear, okay? You said you haven't eaten any lunch or anything? Are you hungry or you're okay? Okay, is your water okay for now?
You want soda?
You good? Okay, give us a few minutes and we'll be back, okay?
If you need something, just
Yeah, just let us know. We're right out here.
Thanks.
don't take up smoking now, though, if you haven't started. All right, hang tight, all right?
Yeah, can I see my husband?
Yeah, hold on one sec here. Is he downstairs?
Yeah, we're meeting in here. They said, I guess it would be.
Let me go down, have a seat there, let me go down and check,
It
see.
would be after me, can you?
Why, of course. Of course. I'm trying to find you the. Is he not in the lobby, you think?
I don't know, can I call him from here and ask him?
Hold on one second on that. I'll go down to you. I'll go down. Is there any type of, I'll go down and see if her husband's down there, like, she wanted me to check, so. Hold on. Hold on one second, something then.
see her at her desk, so, I don't know, I'll be honest with you, I don't see anybody doing this right now, so. Oh, he might be out there with them, huh? Okay. Okay. Alrighty then, bye-bye.
How are you doing? I'm gonna go to the restroom real fast, and then I'll be right back. You good? Anything I can get you while I step out for a
I'm
second?
supposed to get my husband.
Yeah, I think
Should
Detective Wolf was gonna go down, or Sergeant Wolf was gonna go down there and talk
Can
to
I
him.
call my lawyer?
Yeah.
Do I need my lawyer up here?
Do you?
Well, how long am I gonna be up here?
You're up here voluntarily.
No, I know, but,
We're not holding you.
no, I know, but how
Okay.
long, they're gonna kill me if I don't have one, just because of everything that's been going on. Should I call them, or are we gonna be here much longer?
Okay, you are here. You are here of your own free will. Okay,
Okay.
you have to make those decisions for yourself. I
Okay.
can't.
Well, I didn't
tell
know
what
what
I
you
do.
guys needed.
No, let me tell you what we still have left to do. Okay, in this incident, we need to make sure that we can separate your DNA from his DNA. So what we'll do is once we get a search warrant and all that stuff at the house, we'll swab him for DNA, and then they'll do swabs in the house and that kind of thing to make sure that he wasn't inside your house somewhere else or doing something they should have been doing. On the flip side, we also get your DNA because we want to make sure that we don't confuse, that we know whose DNA is in the house, okay? So we were going to do that. Two, we were going to, what else? Oh, we're going to take photographs. We were going to have a county ID come up and take photographs of you, just showing your injuries or lack thereof, or just to show in case tomorrow some bruising appears, we can document the stages of whatever happens going forward. Okay, and then three, so I'm gonna get some forms for the consent for the DNA for a swab, and the swab it's like a Q-tip rubbed inside the cheek. I put it in a box, sealed away. I do one on each side of the cheek, and then it gets to the lab. And his DNA will be sent to the lab. Your DNA will be sent to the lab, and then any swabs we take from the vehicle, showing that his DNA was on the knife, those types of things. And so we just want to make sure that we have all that done. Okay. And then what else am I missing? Oh, the phone. Your phone. If he has a phone on him, we'll do a search warrant on his phone and see who he's been talking to, and who's been contacted him. with your consent, we would like to glance through your phone. Just make sure that you weren't getting any calls, or there isn't anything going on your end of the phone. That helps us clear you. Making sure that you don't know this guy and this guy doesn't know you, and those types of things. So those are just steps that we have to take in the investigation. Okay. Another thing I wanted to ask you was, I guess your husband told the officers of a subject who was sitting on the sewer yesterday, maybe. Thought a subject was sitting on the sewer, not doing much of anything. At some point, I don't know if the guy knew that your husband was there or in the area or whatever, but he just kind of like stood up. He never looked back,
He never said
and he
anything
walked
to
away. So I guess my question for you is, do you recall recent hours, days, weeks of anything that's occurred around your house?
There happened, me and my husband were leaving our house, I guess it's been a month ago, and there was, and I couldn't even tell you, it was a light colored vehicle. I wasn't really paying attention. I did notice the person in it, like I couldn't describe him, but it was the same person, and I said to my husband, I go, that car, what is that car keeps, I think that car's casing me, is what I said, and he blew it off as a joke. But I kept seeing it like a couple of days in a row. It was parked and then it would just drive off.
Okay.
And I said that to him. That's been about a month ago.
Okay, so nothing for the last month?
Mhm.
Okay, and then you didn't see this guy sitting on the sewer?
No.
You didn't see anybody else creeping around the house or anything like that? Okay. Yeah, again, Sergeant Wolf is down there talking to your husband right now. Like I said, you're here voluntarily to talk to us, to help us get through this, okay? We're not holding you here. But the way I look at it is you're helping me. So, I obviously I can't tell you what.
I'm just really tired.
Fair enough, I get that. So, and we're trying to get through this as fast as possible. But I mean, in an incident like this, it
I know.
doesn't just.
I know.
We don't snap our fingers in a stop.
When do we get to go back home?
Whenever you want to, but what I'd like.
I mean, my
well,
house.
okay. Well, that right now is a crime scene. Okay, we've got that thing taped off. So going to your house and getting inside your house, that's not going to happen for a little
So can't
while
get
because
close, okay.
we still haven't gotten inside your house
Okay.
yet. Okay, by the time we have to type up a search warrant, we have to take it to the prosecutor, and then have it signed by a judge, and then once we have it signed by a judge, then we go to then we deliver it, and then we execute the search warrant. So we're still in the process of. They've already typed it. I think they're in the process of going down to the judge to get it signed. So we're moving forward.
Okay.
These things, it's not like TV shows where you flip on the news and they have a search warrant by phone call. It doesn't work like that. So yeah, actually getting into your
I'm not
house.
worried about that. I was just wondering if we could get clothes or whatever, but because the police officer
At this
said
very
maybe
moment-
tonight we could get in there, get back in there. but-
I'm not going to make you any promises about when you're going to get back in your
So
house
like other
at this
plans.
point, because I just don't know where they're at there. I'm here, they're there. I have no idea where they're at, other than I heard that they're waiting on the search warrant. So that's it.
Okay.
But yeah, as far as like getting into the house anytime real soon, I don't foresee that as happening. All right. So bear with me. I'm going to get some forms for your consent for the phone, for the DNA, and then we'll do the swabs, do the phone. What was the other thing we talked about? I forget. All right, I asked you about the person on the sewer.
Yeah,
Okay.
he didn't tell me about that.
Okay. So just sit tight, okay? I'll be right back. I'm still going to step out and use the restroom now.
Is he coming up here? Is my
Photographs.
husband, that's fine. Is my husband coming up here? Can I go down there? I really
Let's-
want to see him.
Okay, can we get through these forms?
Yeah.
Or, I mean, is that okay, or do you want to see him first? I don't care.
I would really like to see him.
All right,
Yeah.
let me see, hang tight real fast, let me go find out where he's at. Paul. Yeah, if you want to, maybe find, actually, if you want to find him, and we're gonna maybe get him up here, then we'll work on his forms, how about
He
that?
already went a while ago looking for him.
Well, he went to talk to him, not looking for him. He wasn't going to get him, he was going to bring him.
Mark.
Is it Mark Hupp? Is it Hupp? There we go. Here, I'll show this out. He's gonna go find, yeah, Sergeant Wolf went to go talk to him about the guy on the sewer. Okay. So first, we'll do, let's see, phone 3, it is, date is 8/16/16, time is 15:46 hours. What's your middle initial?
M is a Mary.
HUPP.
Mhm.
Sent to, let's say, Detective Mountain. Let's see. Okay, so what type of phone is it?
Samsung
The Samsung.
7.
Is that like a Galaxy?
I guess.
Galaxy 7,
Mhm.
S7? Is it S7? You know?
I think
Galaxy
so.
7. We'll call it Galaxy 7. What color? Do you know what color it is?
Metal.
It's like a metal color.
Mhm.
Is it in a case?
Mhm. Has a clear case on it.
Metal color, clear case. What's the phone number on the phone?
636-448-5242. Oh, no, that's my old number.
Oh.
I'm sorry, 636-312-4667.
Who's that service through?
AT2.
AT&T. All right. And are there any? Is there a passcode or pass lock or anything on it? It's just open.
Mhm.
All right. So I just need your signature there. Basically, this gives us consent to search your phone,
Okay.
and then this is consent for buckle samples, and that I can do in just a second. PD 8/16/16. What did I say? 15/8. Do you use military time?
Hmm.
M. Hupp. Detective. Middleton. And so it's a buckle sample, and so I don't need blood, urine, body hair, or other. I just need the buckle sample, so I just need your initials on that line right there for your consent, and then the sign down here, and then put your address, date of birth, and then I will sign the officer's signature. Awesome. Okay, so let me get right here. All right, so this is Dandy buckle swap kit.
It's menacing looking.
It really, what's funny is it's just making sure I don't get my DNA on it. It's actually a big, like cotton swab.
Yeah.
Q-tip. Alright, so it's gonna be oral swab. You said M Hupp, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know, this, also kind of going on. Now, we'll get 10 maybe about 6 about it, I'm
So one guy. Into right cheek, left cheek. Alright. Handy dandy little boxes. Alright, so it would be 2. So basically what I'm gonna ask you to do is just open up here like that. I'm just gonna like twist it on your cheek, okay? And then that was your right cheek, so that goes into that box. And then you do your left cheek. That's painless, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Buckle, swab, and up. 100 North Main Street. Oh. Type of fence. Let's see, victim, Pamela. Up. Subjects unknown. Unknown. All right. And then, you know what, while I'm here, can I get just a consent from you to go to search the house as well? That way we just have it on hand. You good with that?
And my car.
Yeah, oh yeah, we both. All right. That's done. Consent, you right there?
Yes, but he said he wanted, come on, I'll tell you what, I swear. He said he'll be back, but he wanted to run just to let your attorney know what was going on.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
That's what he was hearing. He's like, hey, listen, he's like, he wanted to know if there's any reason he should contact your attorney. I said, you know what, that's not up to me, but
That's what he said. I didn't know, because they freak out when you don't.
yeah, so he's like, let me run there, and then he said he'd be back.
Do you need my whole phone, or do you just need the permission to?
Well, yeah. When they do the phone, they search the whole thing. Just make sure that we're
So
not
you
missing.
physically need my phone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So how
So
long does that take? Because I don't have a home phone or anything.
you know what? We're gonna work on that as fast as possible. The quicker we
I
can
don't
get.
want to rush you.
No.
It's not like that.
And we want to get everything that we can as quickly as possible. So don't worry there. Yeah, speedier the better, right?
He said it's a new phone, or you told him that it was a new phone?
She give me she said it was a new phone number. How long have you had that?
3 weeks maybe.
2 years, so.
What year is your vehicle?
16.
2016. I don't even know what it was. I remember seeing it sitting there, but I don't remember what it was.
It's a GMC Acadia.
Gypsy Kid. Do you have another license plate?
Mm.
Do you know what color it is?
Slate gray.
Slate gray.
That's what I call it.
You don't know the license plate number, but it's slate gray, 2016 GMC Acadia.
want me to put the plate on?
Is it registered to you?
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Oh no,
In our
who's it?
business name.
What's under the business name?
H #2 Partners
H2 Partners.
LLC.
Just making sure that we're getting consent to search the right. Katie, you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
there's golf clubs in the back, and there's a big
Driveway.
soda in the front still,
It's in the driveway,
and
right?
it's in the driveway. And it was running, so the policeman should have my keys, I guess, they took them already.
In the driveway of 1260 Little Brave. All right. So I just need your signature, address, city and state, and then date of birth. We've got water in the fridge. You want me to get you the water?
Yeah, I just wait for my husband to get here.
Yeah. Well, did he say how long he'd been? Anything?
No, I didn't.
He's right off Main Street, actually, he's right off Main Street,
Oh, okay.
so.
Perfect. Well, I assume he'll be back very shortly.
Can I go downstairs and wait for him, or
Yeah.
should I stay here?
No. Well, you came up here voluntarily.
No, I know
Yeah,
that.
so you don't have to stay.
I know, but I wanted whatever you guys need, I want you to get before I leave, so.
Well, we don't, I mean, yeah, our goal would be to get as much information as we can while you're here, then to have to come back to you like in an hour or 3 or tomorrow. So, I mean, that's why we just, it's more peaceful up here, you know, for us to talk. So this is your written statement that you gave Officer, was it Wilcox? So this says, started running errands about 9 a.m., went to Conoco gas station and got gas, a soda, went to the mall by Hobby Lobby and drove by my daughters to see if she was home. Came home and let the dog out to pee. As I was backing out, a car came out of the side street and stopped in front of the driveway. A man got out of the car and ran up to my car.
I wasn't backing out though, now that I'm thinking about it. It was already backed out and I just got in it.
Okay. Backed out. Okay, so it
Because
was.
I didn't pull into the garage, I
Okay.
just pulled where I was.
Okay, we clarified that earlier. And ran up to my car. He jumped in and told me to take him to the bank to get Russ's money. He had things in his hands and a knife. He put the knife to my neck and told me to drive to the bank to get Russ's money. The man kept looking behind himself out the window. At one point, I threw the car in park, thinking I was going to try to get out of the car. He started yelling things at me and turned around to look out his window again. I hit his arm and ran out of the car. He ran after me, yelling at me. I tried to hold the garage door shut while I called 911. He pushed the door open. As I ran to the bedroom, I tried to lock the door. The man started banging on the door. I got my gun, and as the door flew open, I shot everything in my gun. All right, so did that sound?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, I mean, pretty much. I read that. I tried to read that word for word. I mean,
No, that is, I mean, that's exactly what happened. It wasn't as detailed probably as you
as we talked
pulling
about
stuff
it.
out of me, but.
Well, we also went back
Yeah.
to yesterday, so because like your husband saw that somebody sitting on the sewer, so didn't know what that was about.
He didn't tell me that. Probably didn't want to freak me out.
You told me.
That's what he said. Did he say he told me? Because
No, he didn't say he told you.
Okay.
I didn't ask him if he told you.
he didn't tell me, or I don't remember that he told me. I don't think he told me because I was freaked out.
Okay, so right now I think the one thing that we would be waiting on is to have somebody come up here and take photographs of you. If you want to walk around or do whatever, you're free to do so. We would like you to hang around just so we could get that, get that done. And if there's anything that comes up, once we get in the house, we might have additional questions. I don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
So we'd like you to hang around.
How are you going to call me if I don't have my phone?
Well, where are you gonna go?
I don't know yet.
Will you probably be with your husband?
Yeah,
How
But-
about you call your husband?
he gets that look.
Do we have his phone number?
You're just smart aleck one, aren't you?
No, no.
I'm playing. You always look like you're goofing. Yes, I'll probably be with him.
What's Mark's phone number?
636-448-5241.
Perfect. Yeah, let me step out and call and see what the time frame would be to get somebody up here to just take some pictures of you real fast, okay? In the meantime,
Or you
whatever
could
you want
use
to
your
do.
phone and take them.
No, I don't use my phone to take any pictures. They have better cameras than these phones have cameras. I don't take pictures. Definitely not on something like this with my phone. But I will call people out there and see if they can send somebody our way.
Need another water? It's cold.
If it's closed, I mean,
It's right
don't
here.
go, okay, yeah, thank you.
Yep.
And I'm just messing with you, because you
Oh.
always look like you're kidding around.
I always look like I was kidding around that one time there, right?
Just the once.
All right. rather have a Sprite?
Mm-mm.
Nice and cold.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so we have an officer, her name is Blythe Club. She'll do the photographs.
They have to like strip down?
Well, she's gonna, I don't know about stripping down, but she's gonna make sure there's no injuries on your back and shoulders and stuff like that where you were leaning up and stuff like that. So she might have you do that. We won't do that in here. Another female officer will take the pictures and stuff like that, so. And then tomorrow, if you wake up with bruising that you didn't have today, because sometimes that doesn't happen instant. If you do, we need to know. Because we'll need to take some additional photographs. Okay? Yeah. So we got everything else knocked out: the phone, the house, the car, the buccal swab. We're knocking out the photos. Here, I assume
You know who
Rose's
this
extra.
person is yet?
If they do,
You don't.
I don't know. I'm here. Yeah, I'm here. I don't know. I don't believe they do at this point. I think they're just now. They might just now be starting to process the house. So. No, I mean, obviously, I'd like to get a name, and we can. I mean, that knowing who that person is pretty important.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So.
I would like to know, just because it's weird, not knowing.
I agree. All right, so you have water. Are you done with this?
Yeah.
Just throw that away, no problem. Okay, you still good? As soon as your husband gets back,
He's still not here yet?
well, he was here and then he
I know,
left.
he left.
So when he gets back, we'll make sure we work that out. Okay?
Let me go grab some again.
Absolutely.
It's making me all nervous.
No problem. Slip on you or something.
I'm still healing.
Oh no. All right. You got water. All right. I'll check back on you. Okay. Ms. Hupp? This is Officer Club. She's gonna take some photographs, okay? So we're gonna go. There's another room.
Feet don't hurt or anything, nothing's. Just making sure. You're good, you're gonna have a seat.
Were you the one that was there when I
With your
was
puppy
there?
dog.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay.
I don't think I hear anything. Scratch wires or anything.
Your puppy dog's in your neighbor's yard. So he's doing good. He's been
Oh.
getting water, so he's taken care of.
Thank you. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome.
He said that he thought that they may have started processing the house. Did they start processing already?
They're starting to, yes.
Okay,
When I left, yes, they were.
good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Actually, you know what, I gotta make a couple phone calls.
We're coming towards the end of this. So, I don't want you to get lonely in here. You sure you don't want a Sprite?
Thank you. My husband's not back yet?
He's not what?
He's not back yet?
I haven't been downstairs, so if he is, I don't know. He's supposed to call or have records call us when he's back.
Okay,
So you guys have been married 35 years.
30-something.
It's a long time in this day and age.
Got married in, it's like 35. Close. 33, 35, 34.
Are you guys both around from Missouri originally?
Mm-hmm.
You grew up in this area?
The hood.
How long you lived out this way?
Well, we lived in Florida for 11 years, and we moved
Where
back
at?
here, Naples.
Why would you move from Naples back here?
I didn't like Florida.
Why not?
Well, Naples, which is super gorgeous.
Yeah,
it's
everybody
all-
talks about it.
It's all rich people.
There you go.
So, well, it's a service town. There's no real industry.
I got
The
you.
biggest employer was the school district,
Yeah,
so that tells you.
yeah.
We had our own business down there. We did
Okay.
plantation shutters, but when we were down there 11 years, we did that and sold it and moved back after my dad died because my mom couldn't handle.
So you guys own your own business, H2 something?
Now we do, yeah.
What do you do?
We flip houses.
Oh,
That's just an aside. Because construction is what my husband does.
okay, so you buy houses that are in poor condition, foreclosure, fix them up and then sell them? Is that all, I mean, you just do that? Do you ever buy houses and then like just rent them out and be landlords?
No, we've
No?
done that. We
You've
did
done
that
that?
down in Florida, yeah.
Not good?
No,
What's the problem with that?
people don't like to pay rent.
Well, yeah, of course, but you gotta make them.
It's hard. It was hard in Florida because they got the Sunshine Act that you have to go through this big lengthy process
To get somebody
to
removed.
evict them.
Yeah,
Could be months, but the Sunshine Act says if you have kids, it's even longer
okay.
to get them out. And we tried.
So you really
We had a
gotta,
condo down there that we rented out, and
so you really gotta vet your tenants. And then
there's
even
no way
then-
to do that. One
Right.
of them we had was an ex-policeman.
Yeah,
Not on the force anymore. No brainer, right?
well, he's an ex, why is he, it depends, why is he an ex?
I know. Don't know. But start skating, and then we found out that that's what they do, and then they move in the middle of the night type thing, which they did.
Become squatters.
Free.
So-
They
so
sit
it's
there free.
easier.
By
So-
time, I mean, it can take you a few months, especially when he was good. Very nice, clean kids, and wow, not this one, you know, and so that can go on for a few months. And then when you finally figure out, oh my gosh,
I'm
they're
getting
not gonna
scammed,
do
I gotta
it,
do something.
it's another 3 months through the eviction period.
And that costs you money just to deal with that, time
Yeah.
and money.
In the meantime, no mortgage payment.
Right. I can understand that.
So we did it, and we're like, I just don't like dealing with people like that.
So now that the housing market's kinda coming back, has it affected your business at all?
Yeah, not so much the housing market coming back, but, because there's no inventory out there.
Yeah,
The
'cause
problem
everybody's-
is people are buying foreclosures. They're
Right.
buying- Now, we'll see an influx of them losing them again because the real bad ones, if you can't do it yourself, people think, oh, I can do this, but really you don't get what's in there. A lot of them sit for a year, 2 years empty, which means broken pipes. You don't
Mhm.
know it until you're
All
in
the
there.
interior stuff you don't know.
We've bought or looked at houses that have been halfway gutted, people try, and it's just too overwhelming. It's a lot of money, you
So,
know.
so your husband works for another employer, and he does
Yeah.
that on the side?
Yeah, we do it outside. We've done it since, we've done it for about 8 years.
So have you always
Well,
worked?
we quit in 2008 when the market fell.
Mhm.
We just quit because it just wasn't worth it. And then we started back up a couple years ago.
Have you always worked in that type of, you always worked in that industry?
I work in insurance. Yeah, no, we just like to, we've always renovated our own houses,
Right.
so
Yeah, if you can do it, and there's deals out there, it's not bad.
there
extra
is,
money.
the deals aren't out there anymore, that's
Well,
the
no,
problem.
yeah, I understand, I'm saying if they are.
No,
but-
I mean, like, but the no inventory means banks are cranking up the prices of foreclosures.
Right.
So.
Doesn't make it worthwhile.
Yeah,
There's no profit to be made.
there's no profit.
Yeah.
Not fixed up like we fix them, like, we'll do a whole new house for people inside, you know, kitchens, bathrooms, stove, refrigerator, everything, and there's just no margin anymore. It's real hard to find one.
Now your husband works in construction, is that, he also doing carpenter type stuff there too then?
Yeah, they do everything. But when we had our own business, he handmade plantation shutters, which are the interior shutters,
Uh-huh.
and that was his business down there.
So has he got a workshop at home he does everything in? Well, he sounds like a
He did.
industrious fellow.
Well, he did, but we don't have one at this house. We've only
Oh.
been at this house a year.
Okay,
So, yeah, no, pretty much everything's in his truck,
okay.
you know.
So he
just
locks the
totes
doors
with
on
him.
his truck.
Park in the garage,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah. Florida. I wouldn't
it's
want to
just
live in
stinking
Florida.
hot.
But it's a dry heat. It's
No,
not
it's
Florida.
not.
I was teasing. They always say that. They always say that one time.
No, my brother-in-law lives in Arizona. Now, his is a dry heat, and he said, hot, still hot. Because it's always 100 something there. He's in Phoenix,
I know.
or Tucson.
Heat is always heat.
Yeah, it's just hot. If you go outside and sweat, I don't care if your pores are open or closed. It
Right.
doesn't matter. In Florida, literally, it would be so humid. It's like August for 6 months.
Yeah.
You walk out and your pores go.
Yeah, you don't want to be outside.
And I just got tired of that, you know.
At least here you get the heat, and then you get the
I
fall
like,
and the
I like
winter.
the change. When I get sick of something, we're
Yeah.
going into something else.
Yeah, there's always a little
There
bit
it
of.
was like hot, like my sister-in-law lives in Minnesota. Same thing, 6 months cold. I mean, I don't want
Right.
that either. That's
No.
ridiculous, stuff, snow and stuff. I
And
like
it's-
a little bit of it.
Yeah, that's why it's nice here because you get a little bit of everything. Like you said, you get tired of it once, and then all of a
I
sudden
do.
here comes a change.
And it was fun at first, and then the other thing you got is in the winter when it's really nice and you're looking forward to the great weather, town was 3 times, 4 times its size.
Yeah.
Because of tourists.
Oh yeah, I've never been there, but I know a couple people that
They
go down
treat
there.
your place like crap.
Right.
You can't get in restaurants, you can't get in anything because there's so many people. The traffic's horrid because they're not going to work, so everybody's lollygagging around. And it got to be, Naples has gotten so big now that it's just, we're like,
It's congested, and it's
it's
just not.
so horrid,
Yeah.
so horrid. When you're in town, it's like a college town. When it gets taken over, it's like,
You ever live in a college town?
never wanted to.
Did you go to college? Where'd you go?
Down in Florida. I started UMSL up here.
Did you go to the University of Florida?
No,
Florida
down in
State?
Naples.
What's the university? Is it local or what is it?
It's a private college down there. You had to go up to Fort Myers for part of it and then Naples for the rest of it. So, yeah.
What'd you get your degree in?
MIS, Management Information Systems.
Sounds exciting.
It was. I haven't done it in a long time. I've been doing insurance for a long time.
Surprised you guys are entrepreneurs. Why don't you do your own insurance? You ever had your own insurance company? Like your own office or whatever? No?
Too much sales.
Well, what's H2 LLC? You're doing sales there.
No, not really. I mean, you put a house up for sale. I mean,
So you're putting it for sale.
right, but when you do like insurance and stuff, you gotta go out
You're
and
talking
get,
commission and all that
Yeah.
type. So that's a tough business.
especially in this day and age with the big ones like State Farm and all those people.
Oh, I get
To
that.
be an independent means you get people that couldn't qualify for Allstate or nationwide.
Then you're
So
back
you
to
got
kinda-
issues there and
Kind
then,
of back to dealing with the renter type situation.
yeah. You know, I started that in Florida. I was gonna work for an independent and their problem is when people need their tags, they go get insurance. They get their tags, I don't have insurance, you know that.
Right, yeah. Abs-
Done with it.
Got my card for like the show or whatever.
And all we did was chase people, calling, your payment's due, your payment. And I hate to say it, but, you know, I worked for the big chains, let somebody else have that headache. And that's why they weed them out.
Yeah, I wouldn't be good in sales.
I think you would.
No, I'm not a salesman.
And I hope she got that on film. I don't know if she did I don't think she did my forearms. I just noticed that scratch. She did my uppers and my hands, but I don't think she did that. I just noticed it.
Let me see if she's still on there. I'll see if she's.
It's not a big deal.
Well, it is a
I
big
had some
deal.
bruising starting up there.
But
If she wants to. She got this, yeah.
Okay.
She got all that.
But you're not sure if she got the scratch there?
Well, I did this for my hands. I don't think she took it on my arms.
Let me ask, because there's no detail too minute. So let me go ask her. I'll be right back.
Thanks.
Go.
We've got officers on scene there. They're still going. They're still doing what they do. But I'm trying to call and arrange to get you a change of clothes. So, do you have some particular clothes that you would want? If I could direct somebody to something like just pants, shirt, something, because we're gonna have his clothes. In this case, we get your clothes too.
Yeah,
is
if
there
they
something
just wanna
particular you
grab
would want?
off the shelf, pair of jeans, and any top hanging there.
Where's
My
the shelf
closet
in the master bedroom
master,
closet?
yeah, and it's really organized, so
So any pair of jeans off the shelf,
Mhm.
and then a shirt from
just hanging.
short sleeve, long sleeve.
It's all my summer clothes. I
Okay,
don't
so just
figure it
any
out.
any old shirt will do
Yeah.
with jeans, and then to make sure you stepped over them, so we're probably going to want to double check, swab the bottoms of the shoes
Oh.
and stuff like that too. So do you have another pair of shoes that we might be able to
Any flip-flops
grab
that are
you?
laying on the floor are good.
Flip-flops? Okay.
Yeah, you can have these.
Okay, sounds good. So actually, we'll get some paper bags and stuff.
Sorry, I should
Yeah,
I
we'll-
should have remembered that because I walked all over them pretty much.
No, you're okay. I'm just. Is that black stuff in there? Is that
On
been?
the shoelace.
I don't know.
Yeah, should have.
It looks like oil.
And
I
it might
have
be,
no
but,
idea. Whatever it is.
That's why
Okay.
we run the test. So, okay, so any old pair of flip-flops,
Yeah.
jeans off the shelf, and any shirt will do. Okay,
Mhm.
perfect.
Thank you.
I'm gonna make a phone call and we'll see if we can't work on that.
Okay.
I'm just starting to pop up a little bit.
Yeah, did you even show up in the other picture?
That's what I said to him. I was sitting here and maybe I scratched myself when we were
No, it's
pulling
okay.
up the sleeves or something.
It's
I don't
okay.
know, but I'm going, oh, there's a scratch.
No, that's okay.
But it's not swollen, it's flat. So I
Just
don't-
in case. I'm turning so much in the light. This camera's very
I
temperamental.
felt bad for you coming back on.
No,
I didn't
it's
notice
okay.
that before.
No, it's completely fine.
I'm
Just
good.
making sure. Make sure again. You don't see anything else. No. It's just always red like that.
Mm. I don't
Sometimes
think
they
so,
both
but
look
maybe
like
because
it.
I've been doing this.
Yeah, that could be it
Yeah,
too.
I think that's probably it.
Let me check the inside on this one too. And is that just something that's been there?
Ooh, actually it's starting to bruise up there. It wasn't showing up, I don't think.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's coming here. I think she's kind of blue on my thumb right here.
Shall I turn the flash off?
Must have hit something with it.
Bruises are always so temperamental. Just trying to show up with pictures
Yeah.
and flashes. But
I
nothing
think
else?
that's it. No,
Okay.
I must have hit something there. Probably hitting up against the door or something.
Gotcha, okay. Oh my
Hope
god.
they're not stinky.
You know what? I'm stinky, so it's probably my stench is gonna outweigh it, so you're good. You're good.
Right.
What, your phone?
Yeah, I had it, what's the name of me? In the car, maybe it's still in the car. No, but I'll say this, I appreciate you coming up here today and being as open with us as you have. I know there's other things you'd rather not be doing today, but I appreciate it.
Not really, I actually feel safer up here.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do when I was in the driveway and stuff, like safe-wise. Because I kept thinking, she kept saying they're coming, they're on their way, and I kept thinking you were going around the corner, and it never happened. So I didn't know what to do, and then once they put me in the ambulance, I felt a lot better.
Okay, good. And then the ambulance people treat you all right?
Oh yeah, they were awesome.
They're nice,
The
they
policemen were nice, and everybody was nice. It just, I feel bad when I talk, I'm so scrambled because I can't help it.
What's up? What's up? Okay, awesome, thanks, man. Hold on one sec, man. Kinda hungry again.
I just want to find out what's going on with all these people coming at me.
Yeah,
It's a little frightening for me.
I would imagine so.
I don't even know what to do, if we should go back to our house or.
Well, when, I don't know if Kevin asked you earlier, when we were talking about it, and you said the gentleman that came up to your car, there was some familiarity there, but not,
Not that I can unscramble right now. I don't know. You know how like when you're, the weirdness, like when you're in a place and someone you know sees you and starts coming up to you and you're like, no, but they're out of place, like out of context. It's kind of how I felt, but not even that familiar. And maybe I was just
What-
freaked out. Maybe the whole thing was so goddamn freaky that.
what would you, is there any way you can articulate what made you think that there was some familiarity there? Was it a voice? Was it the way he looked? Was it?
I was waiting, look.
Okay.
No, that voice. I don't know what the hell was going on there, but I don't know if he was drunk or what was going on. So it wasn't the voice. But I really couldn't even hear what his voice sounds like. I hear what when he was escalating, what it was starting to get so jumbled. That's what I was freaking out.
So when he wasn't yelling when he wasn't yelling, you could understand him. Like when he first got in.
When he first got in, yeah. And maybe he was just clear enough that I knew what he was saying. But as he got all excited, it just got so bad to where, like I said, it wasn't even full sentences. I was like, I don't know what's going on here. You know, what this guy's on. That's what it seemed like.
You guys lived there for the past year, huh?
Mm-hmm. And it's in our business name.
What about your license plates? You say they came back to your business too, right? Everything goes back to your business.
Not the truck doesn't. Not my husband's truck. Good old Channel 2 News, though, posted where we lived and that it was under our business name.
And your house is under that as well, so if I went to the St. Charles County Assessor's Guide, it would say
H2 Partners.
H2 Partners.
Which if you look then at the state with H2 Partners, it's us. And he was nice enough to post that.
Do you need
See you,
anything
man.
from me there,
No.
Sarge?
No,
Okay.
take
cool.
care.
Yeah, so we tried to do it that way with everything after that gal. After that happened, we moved and we put everything in the business name. And then Russ announced to everybody what our business name was, and they even had it on his Facebook, the state thing where it says H2 Partners and who owns it, posted that on there and stuff, and they allowed that. They allow that on Channel 2 to post. I mean, he should be responsible for his Facebook page. He knows what's going on there.
Well, there's a lot of responsibility in the media. What I'm saying is they have a big
They
responsibility.
should. They should. In fact, I'm on disability for my accidents and my brain injuries, and that psycho girl, lady, Chris Hayes, let her post on his Facebook. She said, oh, she's faking disability. Let's all write in and get her, kicked off, whatever they do. He allowed that to be posted on his Facebook with a picture of the page that you contact Social Security to do it. And they did. They had a bunch of calls. So of course they reevaluated me because they have to, and of course I'm disabled. He allowed that. That's not right. Because she was doing vicious stuff. It's not, he should be responsible for that kind of stuff. He wasted Social Security's time. That escalated her because she thought she was really, doing something big. And he allows that stuff.
Where at in Iowa was this lady from?
I don't know where. I can't remember. I think it starts with a P. I can't remember. She's like my age. I was like 57. Now, it wasn't a kid.
Right.
It was a woman who should have sense. But I attribute that stuff like that escalates people like that too. That shit ain't funny.
Right.
You don't let people post that stuff when you're the news, when that's your Facebook page. That was Chris Hayes' Facebook page. Because he thinks that's whatever. They have an obligation. There's no reason for him to allow those postings, especially with what was going on, And it was in the newspaper about her being convicted and stuff, in our newspaper. And
Is that why you guys moved to this new house?
and that's where we put everything in the company name now. Try to get away from that, the nuts.
I'm just curious. You lived in Florida. You got family in Minnesota and Arizona. You ever thought about moving out of state?
My family's here.
Okay.
And my husband's family, his father was military.
Okay.
So when he retired, he came to Boeing.
Okay. Okay.
And he died last year.
All right.
And his mom's down in Florida now. And his sister's in Minnesota, one brother's in Arizona, and one's in Texas.
So spread all out. So you guys are kind of smack dab in the middle, right here.
Yeah, my whole family's here. We came back when my father died to help my mother. And we've been here ever since. That was in 2000 he died. So we've been back ever since to help her. But think about it after this.
Well, I was just curious.
What would you do?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know. I don't know. If this is home, I don't know.
It doesn't really feel like it right now.
Yeah. Basically, your mom still lives in the area?
My mom died.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She died.
I'm sorry.
Oh, well, it gets better. She died 2 years ago. It'll be 2 years in October, and Chris Hayes posted stuff that I killed her because she was the one who fell off the balcony in Fenton. The thing broke down the spindles and she fell. He tripped her and through it. He posted that I killed her. So I got the cycles even more going.
So it's fair to say you don't watch Channel 2.
Well, the thing is, he's worked for Joe Schwartz, who was the defense lawyer, the whole time. So they were creating reasonable doubt. He went to prison.
That's what a defense attorney is supposed to do.
Right, that's their job. And because of my head injury and stuff, and I say stuff all over the place, I forget. I say this story, then I remember different stories or whatever. Can't help that. It's just the way it is, documented medical thing, but, they had the media then, and they did the Dateline thing that they're in with, and
what were you diagnosed with?
I got TBI, traumatic brain injury, got a plate in my neck, surgery in my back. And I just had a car accident with bleeding in the brain.
You said you had 2 car accidents, right? So one was earlier this year. Was it in
Well,
April, you said?
Yeah, I just had one in April, but I've had, I had one where I fell and hit my head on a filing cabinet at work, and that messed me up. I had an accident, and that's what they had to put a plate in my neck. I've had a lot of them, like every few years or whatever. Major ones, all like head related. So,
You're a glutton for punishment.
well, this was the first time it was actually bleeding. So that's kind of scary, but they got that stopped. So, but it makes you like marshmallow, especially when you just, I can remember, it seems real right now, and 5 minutes later, if I tell you something, that seems real, you know? And though it's all a form of it, when I get excited and stuff, it gets all screwed up. But that's just part of a brain injury. There's nothing I can do about that.
But otherwise, you're fairly healthy.
No, I mean, I have.
I'm not trying to get too much personal.
No, my back and stuff, because of my surgeries and stuff. I have degenerative disc disease, so I got a bunch of bad discs that are just disintegrating.
Yeah, anytime you have back problems, that's tough because you use your back for everything.
I've already had the one surgery on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm hoping not to get another one. I had a tear here, so they just gave me a big paint shot in this cup here, try to get it healed. I'm like the Tin Man. I need oil every morning. That's why I go get my soda.
There you go. Hey, that's the answer, soda.
Could be a drug addict.
Well, that's true. Soda's not that bad as I drink my Sprite.
And I don't drink it every day. I was on iced tea. I thought, once I just got to go for that carbonation.
What soda do you drink?
I get Diet Dr. Pepper at the gas station and put cherry juice in it to make it really cherry.
Good call.
But that's all I drink. I don't have soda at home either. Well, I'm not going to say they might find soda there, but I don't think we do. My husband doesn't drink soda. We don't drink very much. We drink on Fridays. That's our little cocktail hour at home. On Fridays, we sit on the deck and with our dog and
Ponder over the past week.
yeah, and then just thank God it's over,
Right.
you know, and decide what we're going to do for the weekend. And just leave people alone. I just don't get it, you know. I just don't get why these people keep coming at me. That's why when I got that money, I never did anything with it. It was like cursed. It's like I don't have anything to do with it. Everybody wants that.
Everybody likes money.
Ain't that much, really, to do crazy shit.
150,000? Not really.
It's not. Not in this day and age.
No.
I just had to buy a new car and it was $30,000 like that.
I know.
150 don't buy you squat.
No. I mean, obviously it's a good chunk of change. It's a good chunk of money, but
If someone gave you to, it's great. It's nice. But like I said,
it's not.
mine's still sitting in the bank.
I'm not retiring and stop work because I got 150,000.
Oh, hell no.
That's what my point is.
Yeah,
It's
I
not.
couldn't even pay off my house.
It's not life-changing money.
Right. Can't even pay off my house, so. But I guess to some people, they want it. And I guess I was stupid at the beginning, because at the beginning it was like, no, it's not what she wanted to do, or she would have done something different. You're not getting it. And I dug my heels on. It was probably stupid. I should have just gave it away and put the problem on someone else.
I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but
I just know people's greed.
a lot of people are greedy people. That's for sure.
I don't even know if it's greed. It's like they deserve it. Like it's entitlement. That entitlement, like her daughters wanted it, and I get that. I get it. But you know, she had that policy for 15 years. They were never once on it. she's changed a couple times, but never to them, and would never. And Russ was the last one out. But she's changing that because she was leaving him.
She, like I said, I haven't followed that case too much, but she not have a good relationship with her daughters or something? No.
She loved her daughters, but they were, one was in and out of youth in need and that kind of stuff.
Wouldn't be good with the money.
No, the one was in youth in need.
Yeah,
because she got raped and got a settlement, $36,000. Gone. You ask them what? You think you buy a car as a young girl? Nothing. Partying, drugs, booze, that kind of stuff. They're the kind of girls that, when my friend was dying of cancer, that if she didn't give them what they wanted, it would be nothing to say, you're such a bitch. You know those kind of kids?
Right.
Bitch.
Yeah, that's not good. No, you should.
First, you would have killed me.
Right.
Second, you just didn't.
Right. Yeah, I would.
But that was common. But just those kind of, that level, just out of control level. So it was funny, we were in that level of kids. I don't know that because my kids are like, one's a teacher and one's a IT professional, and it's like kids like that where you can't keep them in school, and one got busted for dealing pot in school with Timberland, and it's just weird to me, you know, and I always felt bad for her,
Right.
you know, 'cause she couldn't control them. Always kicking them out. They were going to grandma's or staying in an aunt's, or, you know, they couldn't.
Couldn't get on track, it seemed like.
They couldn't, yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why some kids are different. I can assume it's how you're raised.
I've been doing this job a little while, and I'm always curious. I get curious as to that, why certain
Well,
kids turn out the way they do.
I know with my friend, her biggest problem with the girls was she wanted to be their friend. Hated it when they were mad at her. So when they would curse at her, it was devastating.
Yeah.
What am I interrupting?
Nothing.
Okay, so somebody asked me a question and I did not know the answer to it. I know that we kind of went through the timeline today about you going to Conoco and looking for thrift stores. Went to the mall. Did you go to the mall before you went to the Red Company? Or do you recall?
Well, I didn't go into the mall. I was gonna go into the mall, and then I went to the bread company to go pee.
Okay.
And
So
then
you actually
that-
went inside for that?
Yes, I had to
Okay.
go in, yeah, unless I gotta drive through pee.
And then you went to Hobby Lobby?
Went to Hobby Lobby, didn't go in there either, because then I looked, you know, I was getting late, so I had to go let my dog out, and then I was gonna go back up.
But you drove by your daughter sometime in there.
Yeah, because she's right up there.
Right.
Okay. Did you, at any point in time, did you stop by, I mean, did anybody see you withdraw any money or go by a bank or anything like that? Did you go to an
I didn't go
ATM or
to
anything
a
like that?
bank.
Okay.
Uh-uh.
Never went to the ATM, never went to the bank, nothing like that? Okay. So,
Girl knows me at the gas station, because I'm there every morning, but
so I guess what, I'm just trying to like figure out exactly where we were in the timeline. And basically, I guess I think you called 911 about 12:04, I believe. If my notes are right out there. So between 9:15 and 12:04, so it's just short of, it's what, 2 hours and 50 minutes or so. So I'm just trying to account for all those, so make sure we know every spot that you like went. So can you kind of walk me through after you left Conoco, like where you drove and what you did?
oh, okay. Yeah, when I left Conoco, I kept going down Bryan Road, and then sometime I crossed over, I'm not sure what that is at the end there, crossed over to go to K, and went down Old O'Fallon and that, just looking for shops and stuff like that. So I drove all the way down, what's the name of the neighborhood? Past St. Barnabas Church, which is on the right.
Okay.
Past that, turned around a neighborhood down there because it started getting residential, came back, went down by Sonderan, and then, because there used to be shops back and they're all closed up, there was a strip mall next to the the cleaning place there.
The laundromat?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the laundromat. If you're looking at the laundromat, to the left, there's a strip mall. There used to be a resale shop in there, and I went by there, and they're all closed down now. And I went up and down a couple of streets. So I drove around there, looking all around the old Fallon. Came back out, went down to, I think I came back out on Bryan, maybe I was on K, I don't know, but I hit Mexico. So I went down Mexico, and I went down a couple streets looking down there, like where the fried chicken coop place is. Oh, I'd gone to the right on Mid Rivers because there's a Goodwill there and stuff like that. And I thought, well, maybe there's some shops down there. So I went and looked in there, and to the right where Schnucks is, just looking for shops. Came back around, and I was just went down. I think at that point I went down by the mall that way.
Did you do like any internet searches on your phone for thrift stores or anything like that?
No, because I wouldn't know their names.
Okay, so I didn't know you did like thrift stores and St. Peter's or thrift stores in O'Fallon to see what things.
I really don't do that stuff very much.
Okay. Okay, so you just sound like you were driving around everywhere.
Yeah, I just drive around everywhere.
Okay.
That's just what I did.
So the only stops, how many actual? I mean, it sounds like you're driving around everywhere. How many stops did you make?
I think
Let's-
just one at the bathroom.
Okay, and by stop, you determine that to mean stop, get out of my car, it did something for you. But you did drive by the mall, drive by Hobby Lobby, drive by
Mhm.
some of these other thrift stores, Goodwill, stuff like that. You just didn't stop.
No. Mm-mm.
Okay. Did you like? Just asking. Did you make notes like Goodwill on Mid Rivers? Is there anything like that
No,
in the
because
truck?
I know where that's at. Because my
Okay.
aunt's house is down the road off of Mid Rivers, so I know that area.
Did you talk to anybody on the phone while you were driving around or anything like that? Anybody call you? Did you call anybody? Anything like that? No, just drove. Nobody was with you. Nobody else was in the vehicle with you, or anything like that. I'm just trying to make sure we have a timeline.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think. No, I didn't talk to anybody or.
Okay, so this, I mean, just to establish the timeline and all that stuff, I'm likely going to be going to, or at least somebody will be going to, the bread company, and try and just catch you on video coming in, just to, again, show your timeline. Is there any way you could narrow it down? Like, I don't look through 2 hours worth of film. Do you know if there's a smaller time frame? Is there anything like you can remember that might be able to narrow it down closer?
Well, if I left around 9:15, 9:30-ish, was at Conoco, probably 10:30, 11 maybe? If I was home at 12,
Did you come
maybe
across?
11,
Okay, 11, 10:30, 11.
probably.
Okay. All right. Well, that helps. So we can narrow it down. Did you talk to anybody? Maybe you didn't like stop and get out of your car necessarily, but did you make any contact with anybody? Did you get gas at a gas station?
Just that morning at
What?
Conoco.
Okay, so you got gas at the Conoco.
Yeah, and then
you
I got my
your-
soda.
Okay,
Yeah.
with your soda.
Mhm.
Okay.
So I talked to the gal at the counter because I see her every day.
Okay. Didn't stop and talk to anybody else? Okay. Okay. I think that's it. I was just trying to make sure we knew kind of, if we could narrow it down, just so we can show that, you're kind of code 915, you're,
Yeah.
what's that? So. Okay.
You need a water or anything? I don't
No,
know.
thank you.
Oh, that's yours? Okay.
We're working on getting those closed.
Oh, okay.
And as soon as we can get, oh, we got closed. How about that? I didn't see your point. So, Ms. Hupp,
Yeah.
what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go get Officer Club again, and then we're probably gonna have you go in that other room and change out of your clothes. She's gonna seize those clothes, okay? And we have your jeans. We got jeans and a shirt for you. So we got clothes for you. So just hang tight, okay? I'll go get Officer Club.
leave it there.
Hey, Ms. Hupp, got a question for you. We can find out, but have you ever been arrested before? Traffic offense, traffic warrant, DWI or anything? No?
Nope.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I've never been arrested.
Okay. The reason I asked, we might get your fingerprints, just as we're doing our investigation. And if somebody's in your house, elimination prints to kind of separate who's who. Cool?
That's fine.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I think he's on his way. This is the last time I saw him. He should be here. Okay. And I will be right there. Hold on 1 second. Quick seat, I'll go let them know and then we'll go from there. Sound good? Okay, I'll be right back.
he took it to the lab.
Cause he should be here.
He probably is here.
I know they keep saying they're gonna go get him, but they never do.
Well, he went to talk to them.
Yeah, but that's across the street.
We still need your prints.
Okay,
What's
so
the
they
best
go
way?
downstairs first and get him?
Let's
Get
see,
him?
do they know where he's at? Hold on one second.
Yeah. Oh, you forgot your hanger. That might be important. You might
What's wrong? Oh, yeah.
You might need it. No.
Hey, think your husband's downstairs. Let's go to the critical basketball. We'll reunite.
Yeah, let's talk. Go back under? I don't know.